Hello. Welcome. How are you all?
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good.
Dear.
Been a while.
I'm running off. I'm like, I've got TV going. I'll quickly run out there and turn it off. And now I
Turn
can
your
hear.
sound down and everything.
God, technical things right at the last moment you don't think of. How are we all? Everyone going all right there? It's been a while.
Yeah,
Doing
good.
good.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Doing good, Matt. Excited to be joining you guys for a chinwag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looking forward
Thank you
to
for
it.
joining us. Yeah. What have you been up to, guys? I think it's been like probably about maybe 6 months, maybe 5 months.
Really? Is it 6?
caught up.
Wow.
been
Time is
a while.
flying.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Dave? Have you been away somewhere?
Oh yeah, I'm in a good mood because maybe I'm in a good mood. I've just come back from a holiday. Just spent a week with the lovely DCB June in northern Italy, on Lake Garda. Beautiful. I've never been there before. Never been there. I wanted to go. We had a hotel on the lake, and just wake up every morning, sun shining, look out. There's like sailing boats and catamarans and what have you moored up, and the lake is surrounded by these most amazing mountains. I mean, really nice high kind of mountains.
Sounds great.
Beautiful views, and really relaxing. Went to Venice for a day. Never been there, so that was fun. Really, contrast to being around the lake. It's busy, but amazing atmosphere. Went on the gondola. Did all the touristy stuff. So I've been on the gondola in Venice, and I've been on the gondola in the Venetian in Las Vegas now. I know which one's best. Which one's better. We had a great time. So nice and relaxed. I never tan. I just can't tan. I got maybe slight color. Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Burn blister peel, Dave.
Yeah. But I had a great time. Just tried to cut out as much computer screen stuff, and so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now.
The question on my mind was there any toy hunts in Italy?
Well, there's the opportunity, but we didn't have it. I was only there for a week, so if I'd been there for longer, there are supposed to be some really cool vintage toy shops and stuff there, and fairs, but no, not this time. Maybe if I go back. I think around Milan, there's some shops there.
Oh, okay.
That Toy Simi fair looks in Italy looks pretty incredible.
No, amazing. Yeah, I've seen that is it on Leicester's and
Toy Shop on Tour and
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I would love to go to those. Yeah, so there's a lot of unique toys actually from Italy. Some unique Micronauts and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd love to go there.
Oh, you're right, Dave. Actually, I remember Master Universe. I think one of the last line hit Italy and other parts of Europe as well. But yeah, Italy was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, for me it was go and get some sun, go and relax, look at some lovely views, drink some nice wine, and just cut out everything else as much as I could. And spend some time with DCB June.
Yeah, no, good on you.
Good on you, mate. Yeah.
What have you been up to, Andrew? We'll go to you. How you been?
Oh, not too bad. I haven't. But what was the last toy show we went to? It was a while ago, wasn't it? When was that, Scott?
Last couple of days of July, I think, or early August.
Yeah, I think that's the
up
last
in Newcastle.
We sort of chased the toys around, and there's haven't been much in the shops, so that's for sure. Chased a couple of motor figures around, but that's about it, really. Haven't sort of picked up anything new.
Yep.
Oh, mate, you're always picking up new things, aren't you, Andy? Or they come to you?
It's no. This just hasn't been. Because I hunt the new stuff as well, so
yeah,
this hasn't been much at all in the shops recently. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And Lukey, what have you been up to, my friend? I you released a video today.
Yes, yeah. Video dropped this morning. But I've been on holiday as well. Actually, we've been back a few weeks now. About maybe been back 4 weeks. But we went to Costa Rica and Tenerife at the start of the summer holidays. So we,
nice.
Rachel and myself and Rachel's family. There was 10 of us. Again, just for a week, but we had a great time. But like Dave said, it's over really, really quickly now. Even though I do sometimes think, I miss home. I miss home very quickly, and I mean, we had a great week, but everybody was wanting to stay a bit longer, and I was like, I'm ready for home. I miss my toys. But we had a great time, yeah. So, but obviously Rachel's on some halls at the moment, so she goes back to work next week. So she's getting the going back to work blues at the moment. Yeah, she's got 1 week left. But no, other than that, same old, collecting a few toys and doing a few videos, and yeah, all good.
Good. And Scotty, what have you been up to, my friend?
Well, I'm the opposite of these boys, because it's no holidays in sight for me. I started a new job about 6 weeks ago, and hence no videos in that time. I think the last video I dropped was like a few days before I started in my new job, and it's not because I don't want to. I'm struggling for time at the minute. Andrew said, "Oh, that toy fair we went to was ages ago." I'm still editing the video from that toy fair because I don't know, like my old work schedule just allowed, my old job, I was working for myself. So, it was a lot more flexibility, so this now I don't quite have that. Look, look, we're not here to talk about, real world stuff, but, when it comes to, there's a lot that's good about not working for yourself in terms of, I know that, that salary is coming in and there's far less pressure, but especially starting a new job, like I've just been flat out. And when I do come home, like the last thing I want to do is really spend more time in front of a computer. So, over this weekend, like the weather's been beautiful here in Sydney. So, summer is starting to, or maybe not summer, but certainly spring is starting to arrive here in our part of the world. So I've just been getting outside this weekend, did a little bit of editing, hoping to have a video out in the next, week or so. But, and look, a few toy purchases, a few new bits and bobs to share, but nothing too crazy. I'm looking forward to the next toy fair we've got, I think, in about 3 weeks here in Sydney, and just hanging out and trying to find that find where toy hunting and YouTubing fits within my new work schedule is really where I'm at just at the minute.
Yeah,
Can I just ask, Scott, how did you find the transition? Now, my brother works for himself. I don't know what your business was, but he's worked for himself now for sort of 20 years, maybe a little bit more. And due to certain health issues, a while ago, he sort of went to transition back to being employed. He's like, I can't do this for like long term, much longer until I retire. I need to go into a job. And while the advantages you get, for example, sick pay, when you're off, you get sick pay, or you know that salary's coming in. But he obviously going from like making your own decisions for 20 years, sort of arranging your own day and starting, I can zip around in between my day. Like you say, the flexibility. He, I think, did it for like 2 weeks. He's like, I can't go back to this. You've got to be here at this time. You've got to go home at that time. Your lunch is at this time. And he did it for like 2 weeks. He's like, no, I can't do that. How did you find that, going from having your own business and making your own decisions to being employed and having a start time and a finish time? And how are you finding that?
Look, I found it okay. Like it's definitely been tricky because, just for context, so I've been self-employed for about 8 years or so. I had a business with my brother, and and I won't go into the details of what it was, but about a year ago, or maybe a touch more. In fact, pretty much, about 13 months ago, my brother decided that he wanted to go and do something different, and that was a bit of that was a bit disappointing to me. But of course, my brother and I always had a good brotherly, like, sibling relationship above and beyond just work. So of course there's a level of compartmentalization there, and when he decided he wanted to do something different, I was obviously fully in support of that, because above all, you want your family to be happy.
Of course, yeah.
But when I shortly after that had an opportunity to sell the business, had an approach from a customer, whereas previously I would have been probably said no if my brother and I were still doing it. It just became a lot more easy to say yes, because it's like, well, maybe this is an opportunity for me to do something too. And also, it's difficult when it's your business, and it's like, you got to worry about making payroll above and beyond just your job.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm actually really enjoying my job now because, I've got a specific brief, a specific remit that I work on, and everything that sits outside of that, I don't have to worry too much about it. Now, to your question about that transition, it's definitely been a tricky one. With that said, the company that I work for is has a very strong culture, and my role is very autonomous. Like I catch up with my boss once a week for half an hour, and above and beyond that, I really do my thing. I choose which days I want to be in the office, which days I want to be at home. People in the office are surprised at how much I'm in the office because it's a novelty to me. Like I haven't had that collaboration, that opportunity to work with teammates and stuff. So I'm really enjoying that. But again, like finding out, like trying to make sure I'm managing expectations to people above me and stuff. That's obviously something that's a bit of an adjustment. But I am enjoying it. You know what I mean? And again, to know that on the 1st and 15th I get paid, and as long as I'm doing a good job in my specific role, then that's really all that matters. There's something a little bit liberating about that. We'll move on because I know we're not here to talk about work, but I think a lot of people do think there's a huge degree of freedom in working for yourself, and there is, but there's also another side to that coin. Sometimes there's, it's almost like you work for that business more so than if you work for someone else. You know what I mean? So, and I found a little bit of challenge in that. So, the first couple of weeks were definitely a transition, but I certainly feel like I'm settling in nicely. So just got to find a bit more time to do the things that make me happy outside of work.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sorry, Matt, I jumped in there and asked a question. It's nothing toy related in any way. It's an interest to me.
That's it.
As I said, it's been so long. And we only had a couple of minutes before, so it's like a bit of a catch up for all of us. So
bit of a catch up for sure.
Let's we'll say hello to everyone in the chat as well, just to say good day to them. We first off the cab.
Hey, Zazel.
The rank is Zazel. G'day, Zazel.
G'day, Zazel.
Says, here we are. We're happy. We're hanging out. It's Nate, the retro tinker. G'day, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
Thank you for joining. We got Jules. Thank you, Jules.
Hey, Jules.
For being here.
Hey, Jules.
People saying hello to each other. We got Teriyaki Emu, who we met at Collecticon, didn't we? That was good.
We did indeed.
Yep. Talk toys.
Got to put a face to the YouTube name, which is always awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is always good. We got Phil. G'day, Phil.
Hey, Phil.
He's been toy hunting as well.
Stuff. Yeah, I need to get caught up with Phil's channel.
That's what's interesting with Phil's channel. It's toy hunt. No one else is in Japan. So whenever he starts walking around Japan or toy hunting in Japan, it's all quite new and exciting, isn't it?
Certainly is. So different.
It is, yeah.
Hey, Tim.
Because we watch them and we go, we're going to try work out the prices. I think you just drop a zero, don't you?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I would have no clue. I would have no clue.
There were so many, I guess, a lot of inbox items, lots of stuff on cards still. So it was quite pricey, the stuff that was getting shown. G'day, Tim. Nice of you to be here. Yes,
Tim.
Cheers, Tim.
Nice. Actually, and we'll just keep going down. Tim's just saying hello to a few other people. We've got Scree. G'day, Scree. Thank you for joining us.
I don't know which legends is he talking about.
I think he's talking about you and Luke. Dino's here. G'day, Dino.
Hey, Dino.
Is Dino oversleep?
I don't know what the time is over there at the moment. I think it's 6 or 7 a.m. It's not too foul. I think it's 7 a.m.
You must be at the gym.
Yeah. On his way to the gym or at the gym?
At the gym pumping iron. Hello, DCB June. Thank you for joining us.
G'day.
Getting over her holiday as well, I guess.
Yeah. Back with a bang.
Back with it. I'm just going down. People saying hello to each other. It's 6 a.m. There you go. That's pretty early.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing. I was expecting him to be at the beach, pumping iron or whatever.
I like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. He's our very own Arnold Schwarzenegger, isn't he?
Hey, Dino.
G'day, Dino, Sarah, whoever's there. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, guys. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend down in Canberra.
Oh, they did too. I guess there was a toy hunt at the CVCC. I think I've seen something.
I hope so. I think that was their plan.
Stay tuned. I guess there's going to be a video there too. Daniel, hello, my
Daniel.
friend. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Daniel.
It's been a while. We've got bone-breaking action. I've stayed up way too late in America. I'm really sorry. You wish your world could just be on one time zone so everyone could just like watch each other's live streams.
100%. Yeah, trying to sort out time zones.
So easy, wouldn't it? Much easier. Minikins Collectibles.
Yay,
G'day, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, fellas.
Saying hi. I mean, it's quite long. I didn't realize I've got Joe. Who's this Joe Reynolds guy?
Oh, yeah. Reynolds number one.
Behave, Luke.
There's the legend. There's the legend.
Yeah, there's the legend. His ears must have been burning, so he's come on.
Yeah, cheers for jumping in, Joe.
It's good. I do a lot of toy hunting on the internet.
He's maybe trying to avoid painting. I know Joe's painting this morning, so maybe he's trying to avoid starting it.
He's taking a break.
Yeah.
Listening to us. Thank you for sharing that, Scotty. It's nice to hear a bit of personal stories. Yeah.
Oh, mate, no worries at all. I try to keep it toy focused, but I'm an open book. So
yeah, that was my bad, really.
No, that's all good, mate. That's all good. That's all good.
Yeah, you know it. Videos coming beautiful.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
It's been a year. Like we started doing these in June last year, and
really.
Yeah, can you believe that? Like I was just thought, I know we've only done. I think this is only our 6th time getting together, but yeah, it's been a year since we've started catching up and doing these.
So what we've done 6 in a year.
Yeah,
that seems pretty good. Though. I think that's okay.
Yeah, it's just every couple of months. It's pretty cool just to do that and just have a bit of a chat. I thought we've got a few things tonight. So like I know I spoke to our to Luke and to Dave. And they're going to be good. Oh, gee, the word I was going to use.
Sports.
Good sports. Thank you for that, Scotty. We're going to do some Aussie slang with Dave and Luke. Now, I kind of expect.
We are.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get the message.
Did he not speak to you about it, Dave?
No, I missed that memo. Okay.
You did. You missed the memo. But it's just a little bit Aussie slang. We'll just do that at the end and for half an hour, just a bit of fun. And I expect you to do extremely well because well, really, Australian language is derived from England, so I guess
no pressure.
But in the meantime, we'll start talking some toys. Does anyone have any pickups for? I mean, it's been a few months. Is there anything that you'd like to show that maybe you haven't showed on other channels or something you want to show recently? How about we start with Lukey? You're looking around there.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a few things that they're. To be fair, they're going to probably feature on the channel at some point, but I don't mind showing them.
That's all right.
I'll show you the first one. It's very incomplete, but
okay.
Throwing me around there on the screen.
So you're going to get main screen.
But I mean, look, I think I'll grab it in a second. But I think the next time I do a room tour, I've been thinking about this. Now I know, Matthew, I know you're up a little bit on sort of soccer in England and things like that. Dave, I know you know, but there's a football team in England called Derby County. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Derby County. Okay, so the next time I do a room tour, I think I'm going to implement something called the Derby Counter. Okay. And that's basically, I'm going to count every time I thank or mention Steve Darby. So Derby Collector, basically, because every time I look at the moment, everywhere I look, I think, Steve helped me get that, Steve found that, Steve got me that, Steve sent me that. And this is no different. So something I've been looking for a while, like I said, it's very incomplete, but Steve messaged me the other day and sent me this picture of something that he found in a charity shop. Just sat there in a charity shop bin. Was this.
Yeah.
So, obviously, this is the Thundercab from the Shadow. Now, it is incomplete. It should have a roof on, and it should have, I think, when you flip the bonnet, it should have a gun under there, and I think when you sort of pull the trunk open, it should have a gun in there. So, it's very incomplete.
Yeah, like that.
But he found this for two £2. So. It's like he messages me. He's like, "Do you want it?" Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the Thundercab from the Shadow.
It's pretty big, isn't it? That's
It is
big.
big.
Yeah, it was a
It
big
was
vehicle,
far bigger
yeah.
than I thought. Yeah, when it turned up, it's the first thing I said to Steve. It's massive. I didn't realise it was so big.
What
So we
what
got
scale
that.
are the figures from that line?
Well, in fact, I've got one up. I've got one up. Oh, you guys, sorry, I didn't see that, man.
Taxi.
What would you what scale would you say they are? The figures? I would say that they're not quite 6. They're in between 6
no,
inch.
they're
They're
about
bigger than
5.
3.75, but they're not 6 inch.
4.5, 5. maybe.
Hang on.
Yeah. But saying that, I might as well
Like
show
a-
this now.
Like a
So
Kenner Real
that's-
Ghostbuster, like a 5-inch
that's-
scale? Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's
That
the
looks
scale. Yeah, I would say they're not far off kind of Ghostbuster size. Yeah. So, but
Well,
this was
I'll show you mine
100% the fault
quickly.
of Chris at Thousandth Ghost. These 100%.
Oh, okay.
He was on Sub Thumpers not long ago, and
Yeah.
he showed these. Now I had no idea these existed, and I love. I mean, it's obviously it's not a great movie, but personally I just love it. So The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. Always liked the movie, and I had no idea that these were out. So once I saw these on Tub Thumping, I was like, right, I'm all in. So.
Yeah,
so
with those
I'm
ones, it's
picking
got that rust feature. You just squeeze the legs and the gun shoots straight away.
Yeah. Is that?
I'll show you mine, Lukey. Here you
Yeah.
go. So,
Andrew's
That's-
having a joke.
well, he's
I
I
having
think that's the
Baldwin.
one. I think that's
Alec
the one I
Baldwin,
don't
you know.
have. That's the only one I don't have. Oh right. Yeah.
and now everyone stop laughing. And but that's the cab, yeah. So they're about 5, and you're into, and that's a 3 3/4. So
Oh right. Yeah.
he's a bit bigger. Oh man, he's not going to stop laughing.
It's like the last scene on Batman '89 Batman where the Joker's laughing bag just keeps laughing.
Yeah.
That means his batteries are dead, I think.
Right. So I picked this up as well. There is a little bit of a story behind this one. So I've got this guy.
Oh, yeah. Animated series, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Dave knows the sort of story. I started watching the animated series on Netflix. First time I've watched it ever.
Yeah.
Even though it's obviously an early 90s show.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it and got a bit intoxicated with it immediately and started buying the toys. But I don't know about everyone else, but I get quite impulsive. And every time I do something impulsive, I say to myself, right, in future I'm going to really think about what I want to spend my money on, what I want to buy. And I started buying up every single variation of Batman I could find loose. Now I am
There's 2 different colour variants in that one.
Oh, is there? So
Yeah.
I will pick up carded ones if I find them cheap enough, but I had about maybe a dozen Batmans, and I just thought, you know what, I don't need all those Batmans. I think I've just been a bit hasty there. I'm going to keep the Batmobile. I've got the Batmobile and a couple of Batmans, but I'm moving on all the others. But I have got this guy, which I'm really proud of.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So this is obviously, if you know the animated, you'll know that this is the Combat Belt Batman. Now on card, this guy seems to go for stupid money.
He's about $800 here, that figure, on card.
Yeah, I think he's more than that in the UK at times. But to get him complete loose is not always easy. And again, Steve Darby Collector found this on Facebook Marketplace for £5. I don't know how he does it.
That looks
I don't know how he
complete
does
as
it.
well.
It is, yeah. It is complete. I don't know how he does it. And he messaged me, he's like, do you want it? Yep, absolutely.
And he sold it to you for what, 800?
He sold it to me for what he got it for. No, he sold it to me for what he got it for. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing is, though, Dave, I mean, I always say to him, look, I'll pay you more for it because you've done the groundwork, you've found
Yes.
it. I was like, I'll pay you more. And a lot of the every so often he allows me to, but a lot of the time he doesn't. So, yeah, he gave me that, what he bought it for.
That's a great find.
So this has been on Netflix recently, but always good to have a physical copy. So this is a really cool Motu documentary about the backstory of the toy line, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. It has been on Netflix. I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great documentary. So I picked that up. That was like £5. I'll be quick, guys. I've got a few more.
No, that's all good. Take your time, Luke.
Yeah, take your time, Luke.
So I got this guy. So
Bob
the Goon. Missing a few accessories, but he does have the whole hiya. I mean, that's
Karate Kid Bob the
apparently
Goon.
yeah.
He
It
does have
does.
a crane kick.
They do go, but it will stay. They are a bit temperamental though, but it does
Yeah.
stay. So we've got that guy.
Did he die in the film? I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, well,
Bob
when
the
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
goes,
went- well,
he goes, "Hi,
Joker
Bob,
killed
hi,
him, didn't
Bob,"
he?
and he shoots him.
yeah, when
Oh.
he got his balloons cut off, he took my balloons and then shoots him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Poor Bob.
I'll be very delicate because this guy's missing a few pieces, but he will feature on the channel at some point.
Ooh. Hey, is that
So we've got Devastator.
Devastator?
Yeah, but he's missing a middle piece and a few guns.
That's amazing.
He's really nice. Again, Derby Collector.
Is that an original one, Luke?
Yeah, it's G1. Yeah.
T1.
So, but he's just missing a couple of guns and like a middle section there. There should be like a little plastic. It looks like a belt, but like a little plastic section is mid. So he's almost complete. And then I'm done. Last one. But I was really pleased with this. I got this for a steal, and it's just missing one piece, which is the gun on the rooftop. But I'm so happy with this, and this will feature on the channel. But I thought I'll show it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
I
Is
just
that
think,
Oh,
Toy Biz?
very
Is it
cool.
Toy Biz one?
yeah, that's Toy Biz. Yeah. So obviously that button pushes down for the water to squirt out if you flip. I don't know if I can just do it. Oh, I don't want to break it.
No.
It should flip down there, and then you press that button at the top, and the water squirts out of Joker's mouth, and then just so there should be a gun that just attaches in here.
Yeah.
But that's missing there. I don't know if you can just see that little nib where the seat is.
Yep.
There should be a gun there, but that's all that's missing. But this is so clean. It is such good condition. And I picked that up off one of the toy groups on Facebook, so really pleased with that.
Is
That's
that
nice.
part of the? Is that part of the Batman '89 line or not Superpowers?
Yeah,
is it?
it's meant to be. It's Batman '89, yeah. Even though it didn't feature in the movie, this is
No.
it's sort of branded as Batman '89. Yeah. That's me. That's me. I'm done.
That was
Wow.
lovely.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Which group did you find that on, Luke? You remember?
I think it was Ghost Booters, is it?
Oh yeah,
Ghost
yeah.
I think it was that. I might be wrong, Dave, but I think it was that one.
Ooh,
There is a
that's
bit of a
fun.
funny story to it, but I'll maybe get into that later on. I'll let everyone else go.
Does anyone else have Green Goblin toys? Just a question from Daniel here. I know, I do.
I don't have any.
I'm a nerd, so I like Spider-Man. Just with the original, I think the original Toy Biz one I've got, Daniel. That's all I've got.
Well,
I
from
think
the film, the newer film, but
oh, the Willem Dafoe one that they made. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Sci-Fi's here. Hello, Sci-Fi. Thanks for joining us.
G'day, Si.
And yeah, we'll skip over that one. You could be giving something away there, Phil. What's going on? The boys looking at that, they're like, "Oh, all right." Oh, gee, wow! I didn't realize this. Like, I get caught up, and I just I forget that there's people talking in the chat too. Sorry about that, everybody. I know you're all just saying hello to each other. There's Tim. There's what evil lurks in the hearts of men. Ah, yes. Hey, look, I didn't find the movie so bad actually. The Shadow, like, it wasn't brilliant, but I enjoyed it.
I really like it, but I don't think it gets a huge amount of, because I mean, look, you're never going to get amazing storylines and Oscar-winning performances in that kind of movie, but there's just something about it that I really like.
yeah, it was
and
great.
I like Alec Baldwin as well.
Yeah, I mean, I used to say to my mate used to say the phrase, and he used to go, "You can come up and when they meet and they go." The sun is shining. He goes, yes, but the ice is slippery, and we used to do that as a son.
Yeah. I mean, I like Peter Boyle as well, and he's the cab driver, isn't he? And I just like the movie. But I had no idea the toys existed until Chris showed them on Tub Thumpers, and then bless him, Dave. I got stuck into Dave as well for something from the US.
Yeah, I'm now wondering how big that's going to be.
Yeah, I did. Well, when I got the cab, I was like, "Oh, does that mean the Mirage is the same size? She's going to be huge."
It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller.
Oh, is it?
Can I show you?
Okay.
I'll just show you.
Yeah, if you've got one.
I'll make myself big here. I feel
sorry, Matt.
I feel a little bit out of sorts. Not sure why. Here we go. All right. I don't know if we can get over here. Sorry, everybody who's watching. But down here, you can see there's the Mirage.
Oh, I do need the cycle as well. Is it the mist cycle or something?
Night Mist cycle.
Yeah, I do need that one.
Then there's what's that one? The serpent bike.
Yeah, I've got that one actually.
You've got that one too.
I
And
managed
then
to get
there's
that
the
one, yeah.
all the figures are over. Yeah, that's all. But I've actually got a loosey goosey one that I'm gonna show as well. So that worked out all right.
I've just seen my brother say something in the chat. Because I'm usually quite. It just put you and the phrase impulsive buy does not go together. Now, what usually in everyday life I'm very calculated and I'm very, I make very very sort of rational decisions and I'm not impulsive in general, but when it comes to toys, I do get a bit impulsive. Yeah, so.
Let me just once again go back to the chat again. I think Daniel asked us a question. Andrew, have you heard of this one? The Night Striker Batmobile from Kenner. Have you got that one?
I'll have to hang on. I'll have to look to see the picture first.
Okay, I'll let you do that, and I'll just keep going. Quick stop in. Yes, that's right. Canberra. Sci-Fi's down in Canberra as well. We've got middle-aged Kiwi man collecting Star Wars figures. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
G'day.
Kevin Conroy is back.
Oh, yeah, I've got that one.
You got that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it? Have you got a picture on your phone?
Yeah, it's easier than going to getting it off the shelf.
Yeah, I can make it big, and you can show people what that looks like.
Let's see if we can get it to the camera. That one there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a nice one, that one. I do like that one.
Grim Toys, welcome. Every time I think I'm going to narrow my focus, I then up and buy something random.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
like
happens
loot.
all the time. Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm only going to concentrate on this. I'm only going to concentrate on that. And I'm a little bit monkey see, monkey do. And then I'll just see something and go, ooh, yeah,
There's too many influences in this community.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have tried to concentrate more on vintage, and I have concentrated more on vintage. But every time I think I've got all the lines I want, I see another line and go, "Oh, that's nice," and that's it.
Do you have that problem, Dave?
Of course, we all do.
You just must be quieter about it.
If you look at the definition of toy collector, it's like uncontrollable buying of stuff off eBay. Yes. I have a few lines that I've purchased that haven't even been put on display. They're in the cupboard, all sort of just organized and tagged with what they are. Because in my mind, one day I'm going to have a museum of some sort somewhere.
Yeah, we all have that fantasy.
So I mean, the display in my room hasn't changed for a year probably or more. But I've been buying, of course, in that last year. But most of it's just been put in storage, or some of it will go on display. But I think we all have that problem.
we do.
Maybe
for some reason I think Scott's the strongest.
Yeah.
I
think Scott's the strongest. Yeah, I do.
Oh, look, I think I just have the smallest collection room, so that really does I mean, look, if I wanted to, I could probably rattle off 10 vintage only lines that I don't have right now that I would like to get into. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Dina.
Whether it's Sectors or like Remco Karate Kid, or I mean, there's so many. And toy lines that aren't ridiculous. Like, look, I'd love to collect Dino Riders, but that's just like a cost thing to me, because to make a really nice Dino Riders loose collection, that's a really pricey one. But there's lines like Sectors that aren't particularly expensive that I'd love to pick up, but I just don't see the point in it if I don't have a shelf for them. You know what I mean?
We may need to talk Sectors at some point, Scott.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
We may need to talk Sectors.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that I'd love to collect. I'd love to get some Godzilla stuff into my collection, even some of that 90s like King of the Monster, because I love Mighty Max. I love micro play sets. I'd love to get some of those Godzilla King of the Monsters like micro play sets and stuff for like to sort of display like off to the side of my Mighty Max collection. I mean, there's tons of stuff that I would love to chase, but space is a limiting factor. And then I've got my lines that I'm really into, like vintage TMNT and Hasbro WWF figures and Kenner Real Ghostbusters and Mighty Max, like I mentioned before, that need probably more than one shelf. So it's like I mean, space is the big thing for me. So,
but I think this is what we're saying though, Scott, because I always think you never waver, or you never seem to. You've said there's 10 things or 10 lines that you could be tempted by, yet you never seem to be. And I mean, you've just said there about space, and I've addressed this on my channel before. I have no space, but ultimately, lack of space will not stop me.
Yeah.
I know it won't, because I just think it'll sit in the corner, and I'll accommodate it somehow. Because I think in my head, and I've said this before, space is just nowhere near a good enough reason to not buy something you want. That's how I say it to myself in my head. Where am I going to put that? But am I really not going to buy something I love just because I haven't got a ready-made place to put it? I mean, the most obvious one is the Sector's Hive. If that comes along, there is no way I can accommodate it, but I know I'll buy it if it comes along at the right price. I know I will, and you never seem to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just
no. Look, I think the other thing, Luke, is these vintage lines, that I rattled off before, like they're not as available here in Australia as they are for you guys in the UK, from what I see anyway. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but from what I see of the toy fairs in the UK and in the US, and like from what I see of eBay when I don't filter by Australian listings, it's just like I could jump on eBay right now and search what sectors, like 1987? Am I right with that?
Yeah,
or slightly
86 sort of, 86 sort of time. Yeah.
Like if I search like 1986 Coleco,
yeah,
Coleco sectors complete and filter by Australian listings, I don't think there'll be a complete sector that's in Australia that's listed on eBay.
Yeah.
So
and would you not consider picking things up incomplete if there was, or do you have to be complete?
Like I like to buy things complete. A nice bolt, like I'm not going to pick up figures that don't have any weapons because I know that here in Australia I'm just not going to find those weapons. You know what I mean? So and look, lately I have started to buy more from eBay overseas. I've got something in transit at the moment that I bought from overseas just because I got sick of waiting for one here in Australia because, Matt visited Australia. Like, I feel pretty confident in saying that Lobo's Toys in Melbourne is Australia's best vintage toy store. That sounds like a bold statement, but I feel pretty comfortable in saying that. Like I said to Matt, when you go there, ask if they got this thing. And as soon as Matt said, no, they don't have one. They had one 6 months ago, but they don't have one. I'm like, screw it. I'm buying one from eBay in the US. So, I think it's space, but there's also an availability thing. Like, to your point, there's things at toy fairs that I don't have space for, but it's there and it's at the right price. And I've got cash in my pocket, then I'm bringing it home without a doubt. But
right, okay.
But yeah, I think availability is the other factor for us Aussie collectors as well. Especially, look, modern as well. Like, I know we don't have the availability. I know that the like a lot of the modern lines aren't as accessible here at retail in Australia as they are, say, in the US. But vintage as well, man. Like, we just don't have as much of that stuff here. So I think that's another thing that keeps me from making a lot more impulse purchases that I would otherwise make.
Yeah, you always seem very, very strong, but
I'm pretty look, like you said about yourself, Luke. Like, I am pretty rational just in all things, and yeah, like there's a bit of impulsivity, a lot of impulse purchases at toy fairs. I'll go to toy fairs and go, I really hope I can find this or this today, and I'll come home with something completely different. But that's the fun of a toy fair. So that's really where my impulsiveness is at its greatest.
Maybe you're right, Scott. Maybe because you've got the smallest room, you've got the strongest will, where Andrew's got the biggest room, or 6-car garage, or whatever it is, so he's got the weakest will.
Well, that's why, Scotty, you'll be running Collectors Anonymous in the future. For all us.
But it is interesting. Like, I always love collecting. I always love talking about collecting and toys and that with you guys because I'm referring look, all of you guys, but I'm referring to Matt and Andy here because like those guys have been collecting so much longer than me, and collecting is like not a static thing. Like, you go through phases and stuff like that where different things are appealing to you, collecting different things in different ways. So I'm just at a different phase, you know what I mean? So who knows? Like, my collecting will probably change directions, and it has. Like, when I first started, I had there was no reins to it. I was picking up Motu, I was picking up I was just picking up everything. You know what I mean? Everything that was made any time from 1978 to 1995. Like if I saw it and it was a nice price and that, and look, in 2019 or late 2018 when I started collecting, you could still get a lot of stuff really cheap. So, you know, a lot more restraint has come into it, but I still go down rabbit holes. I mean, some of the stuff that one thing in particular that I'll show you tonight. You know, it's still very obscure, weird stuff that takes my fancy. You know what I mean? So,
well, in saying that, would you like to show us?
I'll show. Look, I've got a couple of things. I've got three things, all very different, and all have shout outs to go with them. And that's one thing. You know, I always like to give credit where it's due. So, I think maybe on our last, the last time the five of us got together.
Yeah.
I think I might have showed off a couple of those skateboard smack ups figures
They were great.
that I picked up. So that was the last video I put out. Like it was that complete set of 12 1986. I want to say 1986 skateboard smack ups by Playtime. So I picked up that complete set, and a guy in Melbourne that Matt and I know, and I think Andrew will know him as well, Lee. You know our buddy Lee in Melbourne. He messaged me, and this guy Lee, he's a champion guy. I mean, he visited me here he visited Sydney for work a couple of months ago, and I caught up with him, and it's like, you know, one of those people that I've only really engaged with in terms of social media, but like you meet up and have a beer and it's like you're old friends, you know what I mean? Anyway, he's basically, he collects a lot of obscure stuff. So I mean, in the UK, like, we have like large events here, shows like the Easter show or the Royal Melbourne show, essentially our version of state fairs. And when you go to a state fair, you get a show bag, you know, and in the 80s and 90s, like you had Batman show bags and Ghostbusters show bags. And anyways, this guy, Lee, he basically collects show bag toys, and in show bags, you get a lot of old rack toys and stuff like that. So he's somewhat of a toy historian. Anyway, he basically was at Lobo's Collectibles. I'm setting this up, and I apologize. You know me. I go for a yarn, but he was at Lobo's Collectibles in Melbourne, and he said, Scott, they've got 2 skateboard smack ups here, and I said, well, yeah, I've got the complete set loose, and he goes, no. These have Kids Biz stickers on them. So here it is here. This is one of them. I said, look, I've got the complete set loose. You better pick me up one carded, because the significance of this is it's got a Kids Biz sticker on it. Now, Kids Biz was a toy company here in Australia, predominantly an importer, you know, a toy importer and distributor. They distributed a lot of Tyco toys here in Australia. And essentially, I don't know if you guys remember, you know, that the Skateboard Smack Ups video I did, but these toys were actually banned in Australia.
Yeah, I remember the video you did, yeah.
So, and what was interesting, Lee sent me an article that he found where it was basically the president of Kids Biz talking about Skateboard Smack Ups and all the fuss they stirred up. And basically, originally, Australia didn't get Skateboard Smack Ups, but there was a demand for them because they were causing headlines in the US. And so Kids Biz imported a small batch of these things. And they ended up causing such a fuss with the Competition and Consumer Council here in Australia that they pulled them off the shelf, and most of Kids Biz batch that they imported were destroyed. So, you know, look, I know that's like a real deep cut when it comes to toy collectors, but this is the stuff that I find quite fascinating. So, you know, when Lee found a couple of these carded skateboard smack ups with the Kids Biz stickers on them, he's like, mate, that's a piece of toy history right there. And I'm like, say no more. You better grab me one. So, and look, one thing about Lobo's Collectibles in Melbourne is they got this really insane collection of vintage toys. But one thing that they don't necessarily have going for them is their prices. As you'd expect, a bricks and mortar vintage toy store with an incredible selection that imports a shitload of cool stuff from the US and Europe. They're typically quite expensive. This was $39. Like I couldn't believe how cheap it was. Yeah.
Wow.
And
is that's like 20 quid UK, is it?
Yeah, 20 quid. Yeah, like I was just like, in hindsight, I probably should have got all of them. I think there was 2 or 3, but I've got the loose set. This is Ronnie Roadkill. So, and these are really cool. I mean, like you've got the warning on the back. We recommend that when using skateboards or any sporting equipment, proper safety equipment be worn. Like it's got the safety message on the back. But yeah, I just thought for something like this that was actually imported and sold on shelf in Australia, most of which were destroyed to have survived, I thought that will go nicely in my collection. So I'll keep the next couple quicker, but obviously I've got to give a big shout out to Lee for that one.
Yeah, they're cool.
Were
They're
those
really
ones
good.
I showed when in my video at Lobos, were they kids' biz ones? Could you tell?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise. Otherwise, I
No,
would have
that's all right.
probably picked
That's
them up
all
for
right.
you.
No, that's all good. That's all good. Next up, I've got a Turtles piece.
Yeah.
So one thing that I've been chasing in the vintage TMNT line is the 2 Mega Mutants. So I think maybe I showed the other one, Killer Bee. Essentially, this is like for vintage TMNT, this is your Battle Cat. This is basically like the big mutant that the Turtles can, cruise around on. So this is Needlenose, basically just an enormous mutant mosquito. And this was gifted to me by a good buddy Enzo, and man, just completely unexpectedly, Enzo knows I've been on the hunt for this. I think he had one boxed and he had one loose, and he's just like, mate, I'm getting rid of a lot of my loose stuff. So, he sent it to me.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy. I do remember seeing. You featured that on a video, right, Scott? I remember. I'm sure
I haven't, but this will be in a video. But what I'm wearing pants, so don't be alarmed.
Was it the Killer Bee? Did you say? Is that what I'm thinking?
Killer Bee,
yeah, the bad one. So you got the Killer Bee.
Yeah, that's.
And you got the needle nose. So I'm pretty stoked to have both of these. They're both complete, and these guys come with a million accessories. So I'm pretty stoked to have those in the collection. So big shout out to Enzo for that.
Good on you, Enzo.
Yeah, top man Enzo. He's very generous. Yeah.
We'll get back to this question too from middle-aged Kiwi men.
I'll show one more thing. I've got one more, and this is not a toy, but it's still something that I think you'll probably appreciate. I'm sure Matt will appreciate this one. So this was a gift from a bunch of my non-toy mates for my birthday a few months back. So basically, this is a vintage cinema daybill poster for John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, awesome. Wow. Awesome.
So, and this is basically, this is called an Australian daybill. It's like a very standard cinema, like a standard size cinema poster for Australian theatres. Like up until probably like the mid 90s, I think, like you still see, Aussie daybill posters from like mid 90s films. But it's a really weird, like it's super long and narrow. So like annoyingly, it's custom frame only. Like you don't find frames this size. And look, it's not to be fair, like it's not the most exciting poster, but it's just one of my favorite 80s movies.
It is cool. It is cool. That's a really cool poster. Awesome, I was going to say they seem very long and narrow, but yeah, and that's
they're super long. Yeah, super long and narrow. So you might see behind me, like I've got framed Aussie daybill posters for like Ninja Turtles, Home Alone, and Ghostbusters. And I've gone for colourful ones. So this is a little bit different, but just such a classic film. And this was really cool because it came with the original press kit that the cinema would have received.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So it's
Did it have
basically.
lobby cards?
Sorry?
Did it have lobby cards as well?
It doesn't have. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't. So I'm assuming. So basically, this is your exhibitor information sheet. So it's got some production notes. Down here, it's got like accessories and information, like one sheet poster daybill, and it talks about like just some of the other supporting materials that would have come with this. And then on the back, it's maybe this is a lobby card. It's got images and.
Remember the daybills are on the outside, and then when you walked into the cinema, they had the little. They were only like the size of a A4 paper.
Okay. Yeah,
and they were like photos of the films, and they put them sort of like along the wall as you walked into the movie cinema. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, this is called. Yeah, this is just like an exhibitor information sheet. But I thought this was pretty cool, and it also came with. It also came with, which I thought was pretty cool as well. It came with 2 movie tickets.
Cool.
No.
For the Melbourne Theatre.
Well, and what's the date on them, Scott? What's the date on them?
It doesn't have a date. The Melbourne Theatre in Cobram, seat number C16, and it's got like the line down the middle. The doorkeeper takes half of it, and you keep the other half of it. Seat C15. So I don't know. Like it's weird that it doesn't have like a date or anything like that, but I thought that was pretty cool. And
have you seen the
so
prequel? Have you seen the prequel, Scott? So the
what's
thing?
that, mate?
Have you seen the prequel? The one they
I have.
re-released? Yeah.
Yeah, with Joel Edgerton in it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I quite enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one
It
too.
was good.
Yeah.
The way they
Well, I
lined
mean,
the
John
end of it up
Carpenter-
with the original film, that was excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love it, man. Like 80s practical effects it's a masterclass in effects, that film. I absolutely love it. But before I
They
forget,
even lined
so
up
I'm going to give
the axes and that went in the prequel where he puts the axe in the wall. Because when in the original film you can see where the axe was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even matched things up like that. That was really
I think
well
they did
done.
a great job of lining the two. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, those are my bits and bobs for the John Carpenter's The Thing post. I've got to give a big shout out to Kero and Fitzy and Sambo and Sully and Shippy and Richie and the other boys that chipped in on that. So it's there's something pretty cool about like when like your non-toy friends and family support the passion and I love it. So big shout out to the boys.
Yeah.
No, good one.
Sorry.
I was just thinking
Sorry,
that,
guys. I'm just going to jump up and my window's just blown. It's really windy where we are. My window's just blown open and it's howling through my room. I'm just going to jump up and shut it. Sorry.
No worries at all. Look.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Scotty. Like when your non-toy friends come through with a gift like that, it's good that they're taking note, isn't it?
For sure. For sure. Like yeah, I mean, like I can't imagine those guys like picking a toy. You know what I mean? As in being like, oh yeah, we know you've been after this like vintage, like real Ghostbusters piece or whatever, but like they know the movies that I love and they know the stuff I'm into. So so I thought that was pretty sweet.
It's very true, Jules. Yep. Just buy and worry about space later.
Yep. That's my approach.
That sounds like a foolproof plan.
Yep.
And there's Luke. He's in there going, drop me a DM, Nate.
Luke's
about
dealing while on the stream. He's still dealing.
Oh, you don't have a sectar. Well, let me fix you up. I don't think you can hear us at the moment, so that's all good. We get away with that. No, we just say that you're trying to fix people up with sectars and sectors.
Yeah, well, yeah, I am. It's just a great line. I've just seen Nate's message as well. Yeah, we'll sort Scott out and we'll sort Nate out. Don't worry about it. Like, I'll spend your money.
Before we move on, here was a good question. I thought between the five of you, is there a toy you don't have? So I guess that means that we don't have, but we want. Incredible.
No, I think it's like if we were to pull all five of our collections together, is there anything we don't have? Like I'm sure.
I'm sure there's. I don't know. There's
surely
probably something. It's going to be hard to find a line.
Has anybody got a hive?
No.
I don't know.
Lobos has a hive.
Andrew, have you got a hive? You must have a hive.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a hive.
No, nothing like
I'd
that.
love a hive.
Yeah, you don't have a
love
hive.
one of those.
Well, there you go. We found one.
That was easy because that's
that was it. That was disappointingly easy.
It was.
that thing's really brittle too. It's only like one side of it, isn't it?
Until fairly recently, I thought it was like a Castle Grayskull, like it had a back and it opened up, but it doesn't. It's just the front, isn't it? And it's open at the back.
Yeah, and it's very, very flimsy. I think something if you bought it, you'd have to like put it in a frame or something, and you sort of.
I don't. Again, I was under the impression that it was. I thought it was like a Castle Grayskull, and it had a front and a back, and it opened. But when I realised it didn't, I then assumed. So is it not? I just thought it would be like as robust as the Castle Grayskull is quite strong, isn't it?
No,
but I thought it would. So is it not? Right.
No.
Okay.
No. I think that's why there's not so many of them. They probably didn't survive the play.
Yeah, I thought it would be quite solid, so it's not. Right. Okay. I still want one. Okay.
I went to Hog Wild for the first 3 years, getting back into head collecting, specifically showed as the collection grows.
I think that's quite natural, though, right? When you first start collecting, I think that's quite natural to just, because it's new, right? Everything's new to you. You're not necessarily clear on prices. You're not necessarily clear on how to buy things and condition and all the kind of ins and outs of it all. So you just kind of grab the stuff that you see and it's a great learning process, but you do you do refine your collecting ways over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, can you guys think back? Can you guys think back to when you sort of start? I mean, I think back now to when I started collecting seriously again, maybe 13 years ago. Can you guys think back to something you bought or you didn't buy, and you go, "Oh, what was I thinking?" You know, if I knew then what I know now, you know, if you paid like 4
everything.
times the price for something, thinking it was a good deal, and then you realise it wasn't a good deal, or passed on something that now you have struggled to get, or it's so much money or whatever.
Oh. Like
There's quite-
for me, sorry, you go, Andrew.
No, that's all right. You go, Matt.
I think I know what you're going to say anyway, Andrew, but I'm going to.
Well, there's a couple actually. You know, I always say this, but yes, it was the Dino Riders. It was only 6 years ago. A bloke I know, still talk to him. He's at the shows. He's got the whole collection with boxes. The figures still had the guns on the sprues, everything like that. He said, "You want the whole lot for 800?"
What?
And I said, "Oh, I don't know. Where am I going to put it?" And you
So
know,
just to
you can get
clarify,
800.
that's 800 Australian dollars.
Yeah, for the
So
whole
that would
lot.
be like £400 for us
Yeah,
for
the
everything.
whole collection.
Wow.
And when people don't understand, there's quite a lot of it. He had tubs and tubs of it, and when you get, because of the boxes and everything like that, just incredible. And I mean,
You mean the whole line? Yeah, the whole line.
Yeah, the whole line. Yeah,
$800 Australian dollars.
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at the time, I don't know. I think it was probably because we were moving and all this sort of thing, and but I think you can get that just for probably for the the sort of bigger place, the bigger one. But yeah, and then sort of thing.
Or loose?
Pardon?
Boxed or loose?
He had they were out of the box, but he had the boxes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So that's why, but he's still got it. He's still got it, but yeah, there's been a few lines I think, like you sort of you pass down over thing and you go, oh yeah, I don't want that sort of thing, and then like now they're all chased around and everything's worth a fortune.
Yeah. Well, I remember. Well, Scotty and Andrew, you guys know Kyle. So Kyle had a shop once in St. Mary's, and Andrew obviously was there with me. But he was getting those from Toonami, the Herculoids. Anyone remember the Herculoids cartoon from the 60s? And Toonami around, it's been around early 2003. They did this. There was 3 big box sets, and they had monsters in them with the figures. Anyway, the first one I picked up, I think I've got the price up there. I think it was like $100, and I should have bought it because he was getting the other ones in as well. And but now to get them out to Australia, you're looking at almost $1,000 for one of these box sets to get out to Australia. So I've got the first one for $100, and now if I want the other 2, I'm going to have to pay about $2,000 Australian to get them.
That's the postage.
The postage doesn't help. No,
the Herculoids were like the first original He-Man, wasn't it? It's very. He is very similar. The main guy looks like He-Man. You know, a long time before they did it.
Look like Thunder. They're a bit like Thunder. Yeah. But I'm just going to go to Crackles here. Holy smoke! Andrew's dropping away like a chip.
Yeah. I was going to say the only thing that I kind of regret not buying at a toy fair, and this came up on the Facebook group actually. I think it was the Dark Side Alliance one, which I ummed and ahed about, but it was just a bit too much. It's the A-Team headquarters.
Oh, right, you never see those.
That was at the NEC once, quite a few years ago. I saw that. I can't remember the price. It wasn't ridiculously expensive, but I don't think at the time I realised how rare it was. It was in the box. It was the box as well. And I saw it there, and I looked at it, and I think part of the reason I didn't buy it is I just thought it was too big to take home.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's just physically a big box, and I just thought, well, I don't know if I can really want to carry that to the car or whatever. I look back and I just think how stupid, because those play sets are really hard to find. And one did come up. I think you saw it, Luke, on the Dark Side Alliance. He had one come up on there.
Oh, right, yeah, I don't recall seeing it. I know
I
had
think
some A-Team stuff, but
£800 maybe. Which for a complete A-team headquarters in the box, it's probably not a bad price. But yeah, I think back when I saw it, it was maybe 200, 250.
Yeah.
So
what size is that, Dave? Is it like for the 3 3/4 or the 6-inch figures?
it must be for the 6 because it's massive. It's a massive.
I think it is for the 6,
okay.
isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
incredible. Well, I also Klinger, like the Mash figures. I've got them all on card, but I needed one more. It was Klinger in the pink dress, and it came up on Australian eBay, and it was $100, and I should have bought it. I thought, oh look, if I buy that figure, that's the last figure I need. I don't really want to get that right now, and now it's like triple, quadruple the price if you want it on card. So I should have just spent the $100 and got it into the collection. So that's always the way, isn't it? What about you, Lukey? You're thinking there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I did. I mean, I asked that question because I knew it, obviously not to the sort of scale of some of you guys, but when I started collecting seriously again, sort of 12, like I said, 13 years ago maybe, I was offered a yak face for 50 quid.
Ooh.
At the time, I just jumped back into Star Wars, and my knowledge wasn't. I just paid like £7 for a Chewbacca and £9 for a Han Solo. I was like, £50 for a yak face? It's a terrible character, and nobody cares about yak face. But this was when I'd just come back in and I weren't really clued up. So I'm not paying £50 for a yak face. And of course now, today, as I sit here, it's the only figure I need now to finish the 96. To finish the 96, and obviously now I'm looking at 350 upwards. And I often think about that, and I'm just like, oh, why didn't I? But I mean, look, hindsight's wonderful, isn't it? We're all just speaking about it now, but yeah. And I do think why. I mean, I know why I didn't do it at the time, and when I think back, it was the right decision at the time. I remember thinking, I'm not doing that. I'm happy with that decision, but now, obviously, I look back and I think, yeah, if only I'd have known. But yeah, we've all got them stories, I guess.
Is that the only one you need?
That is the only one.
Wow.
That's the only one.
Sorry, I don't have a spare one.
Yeah. No. I mean, look, I've got everyone looking, and it's not. I mean, look, yak face isn't difficult to obtain. There's plenty. You go onto eBay or wherever. There's plenty of them. But it's back into that age old. I refuse to pay £350 or £300 or whatever. I will wait until I get one at a price I'm comfortable to pay. But it certainly won't be £350. Rachel would put me in the singles line for sure, and rightly so as well. Well, yeah, she'll know.
They always know.
Yeah, Rachel can smell a new toy in this room. I'm certain of it. Yeah.
Question for you, Scotty. Do you have a favourite version of Godzilla?
I don't know. I mean, I still haven't seen Godzilla -1, and I've heard very good things about that. So
get onto it.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I'm not a Godzilla fan, but I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, Luke, I think Daniel just he's not going to watch you anymore. I think. Just joking. Dave, do you have anything to show? To your wife?
I can, yes, I can show
you. Must have.
So, we're talking about space and buying things. So I'm going to make lots of crinkling noises.
Okay. Andrew loves crinkling noises. Make sure you make lots of them.
This is kind of how my collection looks. Half of it. So I have these bags with
bags in.
Bags with bags in of figures, basically. And then I label the figure, and I've got all the accessories related to them. So this is my Crystar bag, which is that's nearly all of the Crystar figures and dragons in there. I haven't got the wings, unfortunately, for that dragon. So one day that's going to come out and be put on display. But that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you something that I think Scott's going to really appreciate, and it's a collection that I've been putting together for I don't know now how long, maybe 6 months, 8 months, and I started this collection for 2 reasons. One, a guy called Theo Kane from Slimehouse TV. I'm sure you must all know him. he produced a T-shirt because he does a lot of his own artwork and everything with the main character on the T-shirt. And I thought at the time, this guy's, a great artist, cool dude. I'm going to buy the T-shirt from him. So I bought the T-shirt, and then I went to Sandown, one of the Sandown toy fairs. Probably 6 months ago, maybe a bit longer actually, and I wasn't really finding anything. And I walked up to this one stall, and there's a figure on the top shelf. And I thought, I don't really recognize that figure. I recognize the line, but I don't really recognize the figure because there's a variant. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to pull the trigger. And that started this collection. So here's another crinkle bag, which I'll...
Wow.
Any ideas, Scott?
Yeah, it's making me hungry.
Now, I have been looking at these figures for a long, long time, and I honestly thought they were from the 90s. So I kind of knew that they were there, and I loved them, but I didn't buy them because my focus was 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's how I kind of try and focus. Not that that's much of a focus, because there's hundreds of toy lines from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I thought these were the 90s, so I always had a kind of mental cutoff. Then I found out actually they were released in the late 80s, and then that just opened the floodgates. It's like, oh, there's no reason to not buy these. So I'm going to make crinkle noises, sorry, as I get them out. So this one is, I've got the names here, Mean Wiener. Now,
sorry, schoolyard humour.
I didn't say what the toy line is yet.
No, but we know what it is. Well, I do. Do you, Scotty?
It's Food Fighters.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah. Tell Food Fighters,
Yeah,
Wow.
so 80, I'm going to say 87, 88 maybe?
Yeah, I think 88.
Yeah, 88. Yeah. And I hadn't realised, but they are a squishy kind of construct, like
they're almost like a dog toy.
Yeah, it is like a dog toy. They don't squeak, but they do have a hole in there to sort of let the air out and that. And then each of them has a backpack.
Oh my God. I mean, they're rare as hen's teeth, the accessories for Food Fighters, original ones anyway. There's lots of repros out there.
Yeah, and then I think they go in the back. They should go in the back somewhere.
Like he looks in mad condition.
Yeah, this is really nice condition. And then they also have, each of them have a weapon. So these is a blue. Where is it? It's blue. So no, blue. I can never remember whether this is the bad guys or the good guys. So because I always think it's the wrong way around. So you
got the refrigerator rejects.
Sorry.
So you got the refrigerator rejects.
That's right. They're the bad guys, and then the commandos, right? Something commandos are the good guys.
Kitchen commandos.
Yeah, kitchen commandos. That's right. So
he's got to be a reject.
Commandos have the red weapons, and the bad guys have the blue weapons. I always think it should be the other way around, but anyway,
it should be.
Yeah. So, but each one of them has a separate unique weapon as well, which is pretty neat. So yeah, this is a bad guy, right, with the black backpacks. So that's Mean Wiener. This is actually a duplicate. This is a duplicate, Scott. So if you're looking for one,
oh mate,
we can.
I've got to tell you, Dave, this is case in point of what I was talking about before, where like just the sheer availability or lack thereof is a factor that contains my collecting here in Australia, because Short Stack is literally the one and only food fighter that I've seen in Australia at a toy fair, on eBay, on a Facebook group since I've been collecting. It's the only food fighter I've got. So if you are willing to part with a duplicate, let's have a conversation.
I think I have a couple of duplicates, so we can have a chat.
Wonderful.
Do you stop at the figures, Dave, or do you get you're going to chase the vehicles for it as well?
We haven't finished the show yet.
We're just settling in, Andy.
Take that as a yes, he's got them.
Get comfy, lads. Get comfy.
Yeah.
How long have we got? What's the name of this guy? I'm really bad at remembering names. This is Taco Terra. Taco Terra. I mean, these are crazy, really, but I love them. I've kind of. Do you know what? I think Scott may have influenced me a little bit. I've kind of got into a little bit of the sort of wacky toy lines, and I just love these.
Oh, yeah.
I love the designs of these.
Yes, they got so much character, food fighters. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell the designers just had a lot of fun making them.
Cool.
So this is one of the good guys, right? The Kitchen Commanders. He's got the red gun.
I'm trying to find a checklist so I can be of some assistance here.
To be fair, Scott has got a little bit to answer for in my collection room as well, but
I'm sorry, Luke. I'm sorry, Dave.
That wouldn't have turned up here either, would it?
But this is, this is where I am with my collect, because I should really change up the room and put some different displays up. But yeah,
can you walk around your room yet, Dave?
Have I what?
Can you walk around your room yet? Because you had enough floor space the last time we were speaking.
Yeah, I can walk around, but that's only because I've stolen some space from my son. So,
did they make it out to Australia, Scott? Andrew was asking, or
I don't think so, because look, I don't know this. I don't know this for a fact, but I would say almost certainly no, because if they did, surely we'd see them at toy fairs, and you just don't see it.
No.
what's this one? Sergeant Scoop.
Sergeant Scoop. Okay.
And he's got a. There we go, Sergeant Scoop.
Oh, that's cool.
So cool. I believe there's an orange sherbet variant of that figure.
Ah, that's right. No, there are some variants. So I am chasing the variants now. There's 4 variants. I've got one of the variants. So the variants are very expensive and very hard to find complete. But if I come across them at a reasonable price, or if anyone out there has any variants of the Foo Fighters, then I'm willing to chat.
And the variants are all fun because they're all like different flavors and stuff like that. Like they're
Sorry, it's taking time for me to get all these things out. Sorry about that.
I'm going through some comments as you do that, Dave.
Yeah, 1951 dot. Yeah, it's a car. Cool car, though, isn't it?
Okay, so this is a guy that does have a variant, but this is the original one. This is Major Munch.
Yeah, such a classic.
Your donut?
Yeah, donut. So this is the T-shirt that Theo Kane made was of Major Munch, but the variant version. So
there's a strawberry. There's a strawberry frosting variant of Major Munch that looks really cool.
Yeah, actually. See, I knew you would sci-fi. Let's see what figures. Well.
So this is what I've been doing recently. I've just been buying, well, not just buying Foo Fighters with my life, but I have a list of toy lines that I want to sort of collect, and then I just sort of go in and just try and get them as best I can. If I can get bundles of them, I will. So I've got a few bundles of these, which is why I managed to get them. I didn't get the name of this guy. Who's the name of this one?
He looks like him, but like a Big Mac.
That is. Brigadier
General. Yeah. Brigadier General.
And yeah, he's a kitchen commando.
Yeah.
And they're the goodies.
Yeah. Such cool figures.
Hello, never too old for Lego.
Like, do any of you recall because again, like they didn't come to Australia, but did Food Fighters, was there a short-lived cartoon that went with it or a comic or?
Oh.
I'm not familiar with Food Fighters at all until I saw your collection and now Dave's, Scott. I had no clue they existed before that. So
no,
I can't even remember watching a video where someone stated anything about Food Fighters.
This is the pizza guy.
I think it was Pixel Dan was the first time I saw them.
Oh yeah, Pixel Dan.
Yeah.
Private Pizza. I won't get the weapon out, but these all have the weapons as well.
So cool. Have you guys seen the 9 to 5 Warriors, that more modern independent toy line that pays homage to Food Fighters? Have any of you guys seen those on Pixel Dan's channel or Spinehouse TV?
Had that, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool as well. They're definitely pay homage to the Food Fighters.
They were in an independent company or something that was making them.
Yeah, that's right. I think they might have been a crowdfunding. Yeah, he's wicked.
What's his name?
He's cool. Fat Frenchie.
That's an interesting question, Brooklyn.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. And what's the number you would take? Okay. Oh, after After the day's done, we'll have a look at
Sorry,
that.
I'm trying to speed up here.
No, please don't. No, the question will remain. We're not. There's no time limit, please.
Mean Wiener. So yeah, I've got a duplicate of Mean Wiener.
You can't keep saying mean wiener because I'm chuckling inside like schoolyard. You can't keep saying that. Yeah, there's a tiny little Luke inside me going, ha, ha, every time you say it.
He said wiener.
My head goes straight to the thing on Naked Gun. Is it Naked Gun where they were going through all the different descriptions? Like they got a baseball game and a guy going wiener, wiener, and it's like, what's that in the sky? It's a giant Johnson. Johnson, come and look at me. That's what I'm doing.
Lieutenant Leg, the chicken leg.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, you do never too off the Lego. You are a
What
collector.
has a Transformers?
So did you get a
4,000.
complete set, Dave?
Dave, did you get a complete set there?
There will be a complete set, yeah. Let's have a
Wow.
look.
Variants aside?
There, yeah. Short stack. It's short stack. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the one that I have. And he also had a blueberry, like a blueberry syrup variant.
Yes, that one I haven't got. I need to hunt down those variants. Oh, just a couple more now.
So sorry, just while you're rustling around, Dave. So is that something all you guys? Do you guys go in for variants, or do you just think I'm not? Because I've kind of got a little bit sort of hooked on getting variants. Do you? But I'm sure some people just think one version of everything will be fine for me. But I kind of get a bit hooked on variants. Not Star Wars though. I don't go in because they upset me because there's just too many. But
Yeah,
Chip the Ripper.
wow.
A cookie.
He's awesome.
because the Star Wars 95, I was chasing the original. I was chasing the variants in the day. I really got sort of hooked on the variants there. With the, as I was saying, with your Riddler, because I've got the baddies, the animated series baddies, but I've all got two of them because they did these variants of each one.
Yeah, well, I weren't aware of that, Andy, so I have to look into those. I weren't aware there was variants of those.
Yeah, I'll take
Sorry,
a photo of them later and send it to you. And
cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Scott, that's the other duplicate I have. The Taco Tower.
Nice.
So yeah.
Mm.
And then
let's chat.
Yeah, no problem at all. And then the only variant, and it's the one that started it all.
Wow.
This is the one to blame. Oh, he's in a double pack here.
There you go.
Look at that.
Variant of Major Munch, yeah.
Strawberry
That's
Major Munch.
That's the one that started it all.
Wow.
That is so cool. I mean, he looks so good in that color as well. Luke, to answer your question, I don't really, put a lot, like, variants don't mean all that much to me in terms of how I collect. Like, the vintage TMNT line and the Toxic Crusaders line, there are lots of variants. The way I generally, like, I'm happy to have one complete example of each figure.
Yeah.
And what will then happen is, like, as I'm collecting, I'll get doubles and I'll notice, I've got two different variants here. Like, which one do I like better? Which one displays better? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, which one just, like, speaks to me more? And I'll just flick the other one. I don't feel the need to, like, keep all the variants because I don't display them. I don't display all the variants. So I don't really feel the need to keep them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think it's an interesting thing because I've never been set on variants. I've always thought just one of each. And as long as it's complete, I'm not bothered which type it is. Or if there's a variant, I don't really care. But I have sort of got into variants a little bit. But the reason why I don't go into vintage Star Wars variants is because this might sound a bit controversial. I'm not always convinced figures are variants that people claim are variants. Like Luke Bespin, somebody will tell you that there's 12 different hair colours. And you've got light orange, auburn, this ginger, that. And sometimes I look and just go, what's to say that's not just sun-dyed? And they're saying it's a variant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't go into vintage Star Wars variants because I think some of them are just too sketchy. But I am jumping into some variants on other lines. Sorry, Dave.
No problem. That's the one of the vehicles. This is the bad guys' vehicles, the barbecue bomber.
It's great.
So cool.
And
Wow, that is
they have
amazing.
there's little peg holes, so they can the figures can stand on these on these vehicles, which is cool. Wow. So that's the bad guy. They only got one vehicle. The good guys got two. So they got the fry chopper.
Drop the wieners as well.
The Franks as the skis on the chopper. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's right. And then you've got
wow.
there to your usual spinny
I
propellers.
had no idea these existed. That's brilliant.
And then you've got buttons on the side that drop the cans. So you've got like a can of sweet corn and I don't know what the other one is. Is it tomato soup or
Beans
something?
or something.
Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
So that's one of the good guys. And then the main vehicle of the line is the what's it called? The carton. Combat carton.
Yeah.
Risk escalating. Yeah, is that only if you can get acid-free bags, can't you? I think you're safe if you use acid-free bags, are you, rather than I don't know.
I've had it happen with recently because when I moved and I put a lot of figures in the sandwich bags, and I noticed I think it was the what is it,
the Robin Hood figures?
The Robin Hood ones, yeah. And it was because they were all pretty mint. And then I got it out, and the one with the Morgan Freeman character, and stuck. They were all mint, and it stuck the whatever they painted that little thing with to the bag inside the. And I thought being plastic because they're a sandwich bag, it might have been good, but no, it stuck.
So would heat have anything to do with that? Do you think? I mean, if do you get too warm in there? Does heat have anything to do with that? Do you think?
I think maybe because I stacked them in because I was moving and I stacked them all in a tub, and they might have had some weight on them. I mean, it's with these tubs. I mean, you end up with a couple of 1,000 action figures in them. You should feel the weight of it. I mean, I could hardly lift them, and so I think it might have compressed it, and the plastic sort of compressed onto it. But yeah, I think
possibly.
Yeah, I think you got to watch that and not have them stored too long in certain plastic bags.
I'm done now. Matt. That was the last vehicle. So that's the last vehicle in the line.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So Dave, with the ketchup bottle, which is just wicked. So were they? You said that you spotted them at a toy fair. Were they all from that toy fair, or were some online?
No, so some are from Toy Fair, and then I managed to find this guy in France who had been collecting food fighters for a very long time. I think he pretty much had opened a lot of his from the packet and then just had them on the shelf. So I got talking to him and did a deal for a bundle, and then the others are just either individual buys or from toy fairs. So That's the way I try to do it. If I can get a bundle of items for much cheaper, I'll try and do that.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, hey, Jonathan.
G'day, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because I found those figures and I talked to the guy about the figures, bought the figures, and then about a few weeks later, he sent me another message saying, "I do have a couple of the vehicles as well. Are you interested?" And these figures were so good quality. I thought, I've got to look at those vehicles, and he sent some pictures and was like, they're just immaculate. So I grabbed them.
Wow,
nice.
I
don't blame you.
Can we go back to this question for a little bit? We'll just, if someone offered you crazy,
make me small again now, Matt. Make me small again.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. There you go. Crazy amount of money for your most prized possession or toy. Would you sell it? And what's the number you would take? You can't buy another one.
You can't
That's
buy
the
another
rule.
one.
We'll give everyone a second to think about it and go with Andrew.
What my prized possession would be?
They'd have to buy the whole lot.
Far away.
They're going to buy the whole lot. They can't just buy one.
No, the rule, you got to sell one.
Sell one.
Which one would you sell and what would you take for it?
Well, I just sell the spare one, and
Yeah. No, I feel that's a loophole, Andy.
He's not playing properly.
My most prized spare.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends what it was. I suppose if someone came in your collection and they picked something out and it was something you had it was originally you had as a child. I mean, you got that sentimental value to it. So it'd be very hard to actually sell it, even if they offered quite a lot of money for it. So I mean, like I always show it, but my Yoda hand puppet that I got when I was 10, and you know, even though you can still buy them, that's my one that I was given, and it'd be very hard to part with it because with it, even though this thing's huge, I think if I had to get one thing, that'd be the thing I grabbed was that Yoda hand puppet because it's always really had it beside my bed since I was 10 years old, you know, and
yes, it's kind of priceless, really.
It sort of is, and even though you could sell it to them and buy another one, you got that sinking heart feeling because you know it's not the original one you had as a child. Yeah. You know, to be very hard.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I've got the Millennium Falcon, the one that we got as kids down there, the original Star Wars one, and like I'd have to like go to my brothers and say, bros, someone's offering this amount of money. Like, are we going to do this? I just couldn't make that decision by myself because all these toys that I've got, that I played with them with my brothers. So, and my brothers are always checking in. They're always like, do you still have that, Matt? Yeah, I still got it there. And, oh, good. Can you just take a picture and show me? I'm like, I haven't sold it. It's all good. So, I don't know what price I would take for something like that. But
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Well,
I mean, look, a crazy amount of money, sure. Like, I don't really like the last bit of that where you can't buy another one because as far as I'm concerned, like everything that I have is for sale if someone wanted to offer me a stupid amount of money because I'd buy another one. You know what I mean? But if that's out of the realms of possibility, you know, what's a crazy amount of money? If it's crazy enough, I'd sell anything, but I probably wouldn't sell the things like you guys both said, the things that I still have left from my childhood. Because it's so little, you know what I mean? It's quite few things. I got a shoebox of Ninja Turtles and a you know like a small plastic bag of Monster in My Pocket minifigures, and I think that's about it as far as my childhood stuff. So you know, I definitely wouldn't want to sell those. So yeah, but anything else that I've acquired since, sure, you know, if the amount's crazy enough, yeah, off you go.
True. Yeah, I guess it's crazy.
I'll just show you what, if I can be rude, and just show you one more thing. I put it on Instagram the other day because there's a guy called Mark Plyer or whatever. But anyway, he's on Instagram, but he showed a T-shirt, and I go, I still have mine, and that's my Empire Strikes Back T-shirt.
No way.
From when I was 10. So,
oh, wow.
And,
you should have worn that tonight.
If I could get it on, I mean, it looks big there, doesn't it? It looks huge. But when you put it up there.
Wow. What a great T-shirt. Wow.
So that's what I was saying. It'd be hard to go, oh, I'll buy your Empire Strikes Back T-shirt. But no, I got that when I was 10. You know, so it has...
Wow.
And why I still have it, I don't know. I think it's just sort of just come around with me everywhere, and it's sort of like now it's just a real thing, you know. And
definitely worth keeping. Definitely.
Yeah, it's just something that you know you know there's no way I could part with it, but it's
awesome.
Do you remember the early 90s? Remember the early 90s? And there was an advertising campaign with Godzilla versus Barclay. There was a Nike. They made commercials. Remember that? And
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley.
I feel I want to say yes, but
because I'm a massive Godzilla fan, so I went off and I remember finding the Godzilla versus Barclay. It's called Battle of the Century. So I bought the T-shirt, and they had a cap, and I bought the cap. No, I don't even know what's happened to them. I probably wore them to death. And the other day I had that little nostalgia buzz, and I went, let me just check out what they're worth. Like I'm going to try and get them back into the collection. A T-shirt is going, I kid you not, for 700 odd Australian dollars without getting it to Australia without postage, and the cap is like $200 or $300. And I just thought, what, $1,000 for these two items? Like, crazy. I shouldn't have worn them. I should just bought them and accumulated them, stored them away somewhere. But anyway, crazy. I do have something to show.
Ooh.
Can I actually? What's the time? 9:33. Yeah.
I was going to say that
Yeah.
the stupid, what would be a ridiculous amount of money, and that just reminds me.
Yep.
That reminds me of the fact that that Boba Fett sold for over £1 million
quid,
or
yeah,
whatever it was,
so that-
$1.4 million. Yeah, if somebody offered that for my Boba Fett, I'd take it.
Yeah, I guess it's what a crazy amount of money is. Is it life-changing money? Is it amount of money that would change my life? I guess, like Scott says, everything's got a price. But I get the privilege or I'm lucky that I can sort of answer that question without sentiment, because there's nothing in this room that is from my childhood, so I can kind of detach emotion from it to a point.
But
I don't know if this would
not just toys,
count.
but have you got
Sorry, go
anything that you left from your childhood at all?
Not a single thing in this room, barring 3 Star Wars VHS tapes with me from that. I've still got those from my childhood. Not a single toy in this room is from my childhood. Everything has been acquired in the last sort of 13 years. But I don't know if this counts. But one thing I did want to be right from when I was a kid was a stormtrooper. I always wanted to be a stormtrooper. And I acquired my stormtrooper armor maybe 10 years ago. Now, that's not a toy technically, but it is in this room, and it is. And I used to do, if anyone in the family had a party who was Star Wars fan, I would go to their birthday party in the gear, and friends might say, "Oh, my son's having a birthday, will you just turn up as a stormtrooper?" Or a friend of mine's got a memorabilia shop in the town, and on Star Wars Day I'll stand outside his shop and I'll get people in. I haven't done that for a few years, so I haven't worn it for a while. But it's in the corner and it's in the trunk, and it's got all the Imperial logos all over it, and it's got my TK number on the top of it. I don't think I could part with that if I could never get it again. And I mean, like I say, it depends on the amount of money. I guess if it was like a life-changing amount of money, but I don't think I could part with that. And not because even though I may never wear it again, the fact that it's in the corner and I have Stormtrooper armor with my helmet and just, I don't think I'd want to, because I've always wanted to be a Stormtrooper, and I kind of feel like when I put it on, I know I'm a Stormtrooper. So I don't think I would part with that. It'd have to be a lot of money. I don't think I could.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there is things that just I don't think money can buy. If you stay I guess it is a good point though, Dave. If someone came up and said $1 million for that toy, but you can't get it back again. I guess
that's the key part of that question, isn't it? That you can't get it back again. Because we could all just go, well, I'll buy it for I'll sell it for $1 million, and then I'll buy it again for half that or whatever.
But yeah. It's a
but
tricky one.
At some point it's like depending on how silly that amount of money is, at some point it's like, well, how can you not accept that? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's and to G-Force's point, like the other thing that would give me real pause is like the items that are gifts. You know what I mean? Because
where you got them from? Yeah, absolutely.
I've got a lot of I've been fortunate enough to have some incredible pieces in my collection that are gifts, and they have that extra meaning, sitting on display when you see them. So, those are the other things that would just, unless the money is unless it's just, we're talking like stupid amounts of money, then that's something that it's hard to let go of for sure.
Never heard of this one here. The Colombian Gulliver's Superpowers Wonder Woman. I guess that's from the 80s. Wow.
Okay.
That's incredible. Never heard of that. G'day. Hello, Jason. Thank you.
Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Doing Lego. And also TJC. G'day, TJC.
Hey, TJC.
Very, thank you. And here's a guy we haven't seen for a while.
G'day,
Michael.
G'day.
G'day.
Morning, Mike.
It's good to have you here. Shall we do the Australian slang now? Is that okay? Do you want to do that?
I'm happy to do it. However, I feel pressured. I feel the expectation is that I should do well here, and I'm not sure I'm gonna.
Well, look. How about next time round you turn the tables on us?
Well,
that's only fair.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool. Some traditionally UK slang words. Okay.
Go on, Luke. Between us, let's see if we can get this crack.
What do you mean between us? I'm against you, mate. I want to win.
Yeah, it's branding, right?
If it's competition, I've got no chance.
Okay, yeah, let's have a go. Let's have a go.
We crumble. Well, Scott and Andrew and I, we've got five each to ask you. So
Okay.
we'll just do one at a time. So we might start with Andrew. He'll ask, and then you two can have a go, and then we'll let you know if you're right or wrong.
Okay.
And look, one thing I'll say is, and I've got to give Matt all the credit for the preparation, because Matt's given me my 5, and he's also given me the meanings of them, which I really appreciate.
He's a loser.
Oh no.
Because Scott.
But no. But what I will say is, like, these are things that we say every day. These aren't like antiquated, like these aren't. These are. I think most of these you'd have a fair chance
We've
of
heard
guessing.
of.
Like, these
Okay.
aren't super obscure terms that I'd only ever hear my grandfather say, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Okay.
All right, Andrew. We'll start with you. You just give Dave and Luke the first one.
Well, to start with the first one here, which I use a lot actually. I don't know if all the other Aussies do, but it's bin chicken.
It's what?
Bin chicken. BIN chicken.
Bin chicken.
Bin
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, bin chickens. You know bin chickens, ain't you, Scott?
yeah, of course, yeah. So we're talking
Yeah.
a slang term for. I mean,
What a bin chicken.
Am I giving clues or no? I probably should.
Oh well, is it like a bin chicken?
jump.
Is it actually referencing food?
No.
So I mean, this sounds silly. I mean, I'm all of a sudden going on the nose. Does it mean I've been checking? As in, is it just a
Chicken.
different way of saying it?
No,
No, it's a
bin
noun.
chicken.
It's
That's
a
right,
noun.
it's a
It's
slang
a
word.
thing.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Bin chicken.
we have these birds called ibises. They're a white ibis bird. They've got a long nose, and they get in, especially in Sydney, and that, and they get into the bins and they pull out all the rubbish. So
we're just
you get
giving
all these-
answers now. All right,
Kind of
there we
bin
go.
chicken. Wow.
Yes, so
Yeah.
you get all these people that root through garbage bins and like the council cleanup today. And they go, get out of it, you bin chicken.
Now one of you
Never heard of
blokes,
that one.
one of you blokes asked if it's food, and look, strictly speaking, no, it's not. But there was a news report. I don't know if Matt and Andrew, you guys remember, there was a news report of a bloke that was wrangling them and actually cooking them.
Was he?
Yeah.
Actually, are they protected? I think they're
They are
protected, aren't they?
protected. They are protected. Yeah.
They're the most scabbiest bird, those bin chickens.
Oh, they're a real pest, but for some reason they are protected. But there was at least one bloke catching them and cooking them, which I find horrible.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes, down on the lake down there near Revesby. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
So are you starting with the easier ones, and they're going to get progressively harder?
Oh, no. They're just random. That's just random.
No, never heard of that one.
That's why I just like saying I like your bin chicken.
Bin chicken's fantastic.
That's the one that goes into your bins, right?
All right, so that's a no for both of those.
Okay,
Right,
so
Scotty,
zero.
you fire your first one, Adam.
All right. Okay. Rug up. If I said that I was going to rug up, what would I be doing?
Rug up. Putting a toupee on.
Rug up. That's a good guess, but no.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. A rug up.
Rug up. Is it a surfing term?
No. I'm trying to give a clue without giving it away. Like, I might rug up before I go outside,
Well, that's a good
Ah.
clue.
Put a hat on.
No.
No?
Suntan lotion on.
Okay.
No.
Right, no.
All right, I'll answer it. Just
Put
so
on
we
a
can
suit.
keep it
Put on a
moving.
suit. Put on a suit.
No, well, not really. No, rug up is to like put on something warm.
Oh,
Rug up. Okay.
Like,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
put on a hoodie or if I'm at home, like I'm gonna rug up or put on a dressing gown or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cold. Rug up.
So our parents, you would say, rug up before you go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, rug up before you go outside. It's cold.
Yeah.
You know what, Dave? I was sitting here thinking, they'll just say Barbie and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I get that one. Yeah, they'll just say,
I like shrimp on the Barbies.
Yeah.
they'll just say stuff like that. Yeah.
There
Struth.
you go.
Come on.
Yes, true. There you go. Maybe that's one.
We're not doing well here, are we, Luke? We're not doing well.
We're 0 for 2, Dave. 0 for
Yeah.
2.
All right,
Whatever,
my
whatever
one.
your score is, when you turn the tables on us, we got to try and get more than that. So you might be setting the bar low for us next time
0
round.
for 2. Right, come on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
All right, next one is have a geese. Geese.
geese.
So you might be
Geese.
have a geese. Have a geese at this.
Oh, look. Have a
Oh.
look. No?
He's got it.
No? Have a look at this.
Yep.
Have a geese.
Yep. Yeah, have a geese.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Or maybe I said too much. I
It
don't
was just
know.
the way you said to have a geese at this. I thought it must have been have a look at this then.
Oh man!
If you'd have said geese just on its own, have a geese, I wouldn't have known. But when you said have a geese at this, it kind of just it's got to be have a look then, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Have a look.
There you go.
Right,
One
okay.
from 3. They're on the board.
They're on the board.
Come on.
All right,
Come on,
Andrew,
let's
you
go.
fly your
Let's
next
run
one,
now.
Adam.
Let's run.
The next one's Bogan.
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 That's a. Oh, I've heard of that. It's,
They're like
it's describing somebody, right? It's describing a person or
Kind
like,
of.
how would you put it? How would you put it? Unsophisticated.
Yes,
Yeah.
spot on.
No.
Spot on.
Ah.
God. Look at that!
Well,
No
how did you
day.
know that one?
I've heard of that one. I've heard of that one.
A bogan.
No, a term not very used that much, is it, Matt Bogan?
Nah, not these days. No.
No.
Really?
I thought I'd throw it in there.
I think I just heard Camilla downstairs cheering at that.
Finally.
Come on. It's two
Two
out.
for 4.
One
We're
each.
not doing
One
too
each.
bad. One more.
My next one. I don't know. This one might be tricky, or maybe it's easy. I don't know. It's a noun, a bubbler.
A what?
What?
Bubbler. 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 And it's a noun. It's not, it's something that you would use.
Bubbler.
And it's also a party trick. But more on that later.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Now I know. Yeah.
What kind of parties you go to, Scott?
No party tricks. No party tricks.
No. It's yeah. Look, I'll explain the party trick once we've determined what a bubbler actually is.
A
Yeah.
bubbler.
It's like downing a pint.
Well,
Not
in a way.
really.
The party tricks sort of.
Yeah, party trick, what? Yeah.
It's after the point.
No, I wouldn't have a clue.
No, nothing.
No.
All right, a bubbler is like a water fountain. In a school or a shopping center or a gym or something like that. The one you lean
Right.
over and take a sip from.
Water pipe in the States.
Right, okay.
It's a water
What do you guys call them in the UK?
A water fountain.
fountain.
Oh, okay. enough.
Because that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. Look, I don't know why we call them a bubbler, because it's not like they're like the water's carbonated or anything. So there's no real I don't really get why they're called a bubbler. But what you drink from at school is just known as a bubbler.
Yeah.
But there was a high profile rugby league player who was caught. Look, how do I say this? He was relieving himself, and he was drinking straight from the water fountain, so to speak, while he was relieving himself.
Oh, no.
And it's become known
That
in
is a
Australian
funny
vernacular as doing the bubbler.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Alright.
not the kind of
mine
parties I attend. It's just it's our Mad Monday rugby leaguers.
Yeah. After they finish their season here, they go a bit crazy.
Yeah,
All right. My first one is yeah, nah. Yeah, nah.
Yen.
Yeah, nah.
How have I not heard you guys say any of these ever?
Yeah, well, actually, Matt says it a lot when he talks to
I
you.
did.
As in, like, yeah, no, or
Can't do that, can it?
Yeah, that's it. I think Luke's off, but yeah, I think Dave's kind of on it. So yeah, it's no. Go. Yeah, no. It's not happening.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
right.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no.
No, I just thought that seemed a bit too simple. It can't be that.
We're going to give another one to Dave.
It's like,
Woo!
Luke, I think I've learned here. You just gotta like say what it sounds like.
Yeah, but I said that earlier and I was miles off.
All right, Andrew, fire another one.
Next one on the list that you sent me was Squiz.
Oh, geez.
Squiz.
Squiz.
I like
Taking
their
a
reaction.
Yeah, to have
Feel I
a
know
squiz.
Taking a
that one.
squiz.
Have a squiz.
Have a squiz.
Who said that?
Having a piss.
This is one I say a lot. In fact, I'm sure I've said this
You
on
do.
live streams.
You do
Yeah,
all the
I
time.
Have a
Squiz.
try. A try.
Well,
I'll
we
try it
can't give a
something.
clue because you'll get it. If
No.
we give a clue, you'll get it.
No, that's incorrect. But it's
Have a squiz.
Have a squiz at this.
Oh.
Give us a
Have
squiz.
a guess. Have a guess.
No,
Have a,
he's stumped.
have a close look.
Squiz.
Have a sort of.
Yes.
I've already done have a look.
Yes, Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another
close
have a
follow.
look.
It's another have a look. Like it's a look or a
Oh,
glance. Yeah,
hang on a minute. We're using the same ones.
we're
It's a
we-
it's
We
a
got
different.
two have a look.
yeah.
Have a look. Yeah.
What's the difference between a geese and a squiz? I would never say geese, but I say squiz a lot. I suppose it's just personal choice.
Squiz is for the younger generation. Geese
Maybe,
is
I don't
the
know.
old
Geese.
geezers.
Geese, yeah, that's right. Geese is more British, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, well, weird, but that doesn't mean look.
What's
There
more
you go.
British? Geese?
Have a look.
A geezer.
No, a geezer is a.
Yeah, look at this geezer. So you go having a geese, yeah.
We'd say if you want to look at something, we'd say have a gander.
Oh, gander.
Yeah, we
yeah.
can take
Have
it.
a gander at
You
this.
shouldn't have told us that, Luke. You could have had that.
Yeah, there's plenty.
We'll
There's plenty
forget we're
more.
old.
There's plenty more. Yeah, I would say have a gander at this. Yeah.
All right, Scotty, fire your third
So
one.
mine is another one where the meaning is something similar to what we've already discussed, but
Mhm.
it's a noun and it's yobbo.
Oh, that.
Yobbo. That's
What a yobbo?
Yeah,
a
that's
hooligan
like a
or whatever.
thug, right?
Thug, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an uncouth, someone who's like uncouth or rough around the edges or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Like similar,
yeah.
along similar
Who
lines.
said
to a
Yeah, you're
boat,
about
so-
Bogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they both
yeah,
get that
yobbo,
right?
yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah, so that's like like a.
So where does
a
Yobbo
ruffin.
lie against Bogan? Yeah, is Bogan above Yobbo or below?
Yeah, because I think a bogan can be lovable, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
but a yobbo is probably just like not someone you. I don't know, like.
Ah.
I'd
Yeah,
rather be a bogan than a yobbo, I suppose. Maybe I am. I don't know.
No, you're not.
No,
Yeah.
I just don't want to assume that I'm not.
You're not.
All right.
Did they both get that one right, Scotty?
Let's give them both a point.
Okay. All right, my third one. There's only a few more left. All right, my third one is no, yeah.
No,
No,
yes
yeah.
then. It's got to be yes then, hasn't it?
No, yeah.
Well
I
done.
don't,
You
I've
guys
never heard
learned
someone-
something. Well done.
to be fair, I've never heard someone say no. Yeah.
Haven't you?
No.
No, yeah. All right. Is this your last one, Andrew, or it's your fourth one?
How is that Aussie slang? I don't get it. It's just
Yeah.
me.
This is
Is
fourth
that
one.
Max, like?
No, it's just saying no, yeah, in your accent.
All right,
No,
this one's tuck shop.
Oh, that's a good
That's
one.
what we're getting
Tuck
sweets
shop.
from.
Yeah, it's like a newsagent. It's like a sweet shop, yeah.
Going to the tuck shop.
Go and get your sweets, your snacks.
Yeah. No.
Close.
I think-
Close. You,
I think you got to give it. I think you got to give a point for that. But
Yeah,
it's a
you
little
get-
bit more
yeah, it's just-
specific than that.
yeah, we call tuck shops. We're at school though.
The
Ah,
school
yeah, we had a tuck
canteen.
shop at school. Yeah, but
but they're only sort of school related. The tuck shop here, you'd say going to the
Yeah.
tuck shop.
yeah,
was-
we used to do tuck shop on a break time, and then
Yeah.
we didn't class it. Yeah, it weren't in the canteen though. It was on a separate thing. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. All right, that's an Aussie saying.
I think you got to give that though. Somewhere where
Yeah,
you get
we
your food. I think you can't not give a point for that.
Just when you're younger at school. All right, Scotty, go for it.
Okay. My next one, my fourth one, it's a verb and it's cark it. To cark it. Kark it. To, like if I was to cark it, what would I do? And this is something that I say, like this is this is definitely a relatively common phrase.
It certainly is.
To laugh.
Old London saying.
Have a laugh.
No.
Cark it.
No.
Is that right?
Any
What
ideas?
Jumpy's just said. To bodge it together or something. I carked it. No.
No.
No, I don't think we're going to get this one.
Nah. To fall. Well, okay, I'll give you another one. To fall off the perch. What would that mean?
Oh, you pass away, die.
Yeah, that's what cark
Die.
it means. Yeah.
Carked
You've
it.
carked it.
Carked it, right.
He's carked it.
Right.
Or it might be about, you might be talking about your car or something, like my car's gone and carked it. Like it's it's
Right.
done.
Ah.
All right, this one I reckon you'll get. This is an easy one. You would have heard this quite a few times. All right, we're going to say the word thong.
The word what?
Thong.
Oh, that's
Thong.
it's not the thong that we know, is it? Is it like flip flops or something? What is it? It's something like that.
Well, I'm waiting for Luke. Luke's still thinking.
It's not the thong.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. It is. Yeah, it's our version. So yeah, thong, of course, is Americans. It's the underwear, and then we have thongs. Like thong is flip flop. Yeah.
Ah, well done, Dave.
Dave knew. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
that
Really,
one,
really,
Lukey?
honestly.
One more each.
You would have heard this one, Struth.
That's
Surprised.
Just means you're shocked or surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Struth.
I've heard Alf say that many times on Home and Away.
Oh, it's going the crows.
Flip flops. Yeah.
Right.
Flip flops. Yeah, that's it. Well, that took a dark turn, Scott.
All right, my last one.
Scott's defense I gave it to him, so.
Sorry about that. All right, to take the piss or to take the piss out of something.
Yeah, it's a joke about them.
Night, Tim.
All right. Yeah,
Take
just
the
to wind
Mickey.
somebody up. Just
Yeah,
wind
like you're
someone up,
taking the piss out of me. Yeah, exactly
Taking
right.
the Mickey.
Yeah, we have that in the UK. Yeah.
Do you say that,
Okay.
Mickey? Take the Mickey?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
wind someone up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Take the piss probably a bit more common here than take the Mickey, but yeah, we can use that as well.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's been a decent old comeback, actually.
Yeah, they've started a bit slow, but okay, one more. Last one is chuck a Yui.
A U-turn.
Yes.
Well
Yeah.
done.
U-turn in the road.
Chuck
Yeah.
a
yeah.
Yui, absolutely.
Chuck a Yui, and then we can add one onto that, Luke. In your ute. Yui in your ute.
Yui.
Yeah, so, yeah, like a U-turn. You turn around, U-turn in the road. Or
Is that
whatever,
how you say
They
it?
know that because all our road rules are the same as the British. So
Or Ripper Yui.
Well, the final score is Luke 7, Dave 9.
Oh,
Dave!
I can't believe I've actually won. I can't believe. I mean, have you not seen my performances in the movie night quiz? And I can't
Bragging
believe it.
rights.
I can't believe it.
Well,
Struth.
that's right. You've used it right as well, Dave. Well done.
Dave, you're a dead set fair dinkum winner.
You're a
dinkum.
champion.
Oh,
Oh, that is excellent.
You see, when you and I was there the other day going right. So I'm gonna get things like Struth, Drongo, stuff like that. All these things. I know all these, and then we get yeah, nah. Nah, yeah.
And then you get nah, yeah.
I didn't say it was going to be
Yeah. There'll be Barbie, there'll be budgie smugglers on there, there'll be Bricky, all this lot. Yeah, I've got this. Yeah, nah. Hey?
Oh dear. Well, you know, it's good to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, that was good fun. That was good fun, guys. Cheers. Well done, Dave. Well done, Dave.
Dear. Oh, at least we're not. We don't run this like good old Stu.
Yeah, we have full names and
Full names and yeah, we're pretty lenient. Spellings and things like. All right, now thank you very much, guys. Next time you guys will have to you'll think of
we've got to
something
come up
for you
with. So
guys.
we'll have to do some like Cockney slang or something like that.
Yeah,
Correct.
right,
Or
yeah.
some not. We can do a mixture of Cockney slang and Northern terms.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course, loads of northern terms. But yeah, Cockney slang. Yeah, that would be a good one.
One term that Luke has introduced me to through his videos is Burke, and I'm still trying to work out what it means. Like, are you calling yourself that, or is it?
I'm
like
calling myself a
streets,
Burke. Yeah, you're just an idiot. Yeah, because I obviously when I watch back my videos, I do it all the time, and I'll do it this week, and I'll do it the next week. But you don't realise you're doing it while you're filming. Then you watch them back, and I repeat that word like 5 times.
You're very hard on yourself, though, mate. With your little with your editor's notes in your videos, you're very hard on yourself.
Well, but then I thought to myself, the way to get around that is every time I notice it, edit it in, and just so I can see, I'm calling myself a Burke because I've just repeated myself like 3 times. So and I think that kind of takes the focus off the fact I'm repeating myself. But yeah, I do try to get Burke into every video if I can now.
Because you've got to be able to take the piss out of yourself a little bit. So you know, we can't take ourselves too seriously.
Are you having a bath?
Yeah, having a bath.
Is that
Are you
lost
You've lost me there, TJC. I'm not.
I think he's saying, "Are you having a laugh?" I think Cockney rhyme.
Like a laugh?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I having yeah. Well, we would say giraffe. Are you having a giraffe?
I don't know. Or maybe you mean something else. I've no idea.
Yeah.
Are you having a giraffe? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Like when you sort of like Scott, like we go, oh, you're on your Pat Malone or something like that. Like, what do they call that type of language?
We've got a little that like my dad uses terms like that, like bag of fruit for suit and stuff like that. Like
yeah, that's a bit like
that kind of
rhyming slang.
Yeah, I know it's a very it's obviously it's Cockney rhyming slang. It's an English thing, but there's a little bit of that. Like I think in our vernacular, possibly maybe like the older generation. My dad says it a lot about terms like that, like bag of fruit and other things. But
was it the dog and bone?
Yeah,
dog and bone. Yeah, apples and pears. Yeah.
We just have to watch we just have to watch some old episodes of the young ones and when brush up on our Cockney.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think we should avoid rhyming slang because that gives you a clue straight away because you know what it sounds like. So
we'll come up with some obscure ones, though, Luke. No problem at all.
I'm sure you can. All right, let's start winding it up.
That anyway.
What was that?
Yeah. I am after that. I'm just going to come up with words in a Yorkshire accent. It'll stump them.
I think we just come back with the British no.
I was going to say normal words in my accent. They'll be like that. I don't know what that is.
I swear, that's like yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. We usually use that for our hair commercials and stuff.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Oh dear. All right, what's coming up on your channel, Scott? Like, what are you editing? You're editing something, and you're going to put something out.
Oh, mate, I'm editing the Newcastle Toy Fair video that just never seems to get finished. I'm editing that at the moment. There's a chance that I'm going to be doing a collection tour at someone else's collection, maybe next weekend. That's not finalised yet, but I'm hoping that I'll potentially do that. So, and then. Obviously, we've got Penrith Toy Fair coming up in a few weeks, which I'm not going to film at because, again, toy hunting videos just take me too long to edit. But I want to I've got something that I ordered from the States that has just arrived into Australia that I'm hoping to put a video together, like a bit of a Halloween special. So a few bits and pieces coming up. Eventually.
And Dave, your last one was your Palatoy R2D2 fix.
Yeah, R2D2 restoration I did, and then right at the end of that was a sneak peek of the next restoration. So there will be another restoration coming, and Toy Fair season probably starts in September as well. So maybe there'll be a few of those, and I've got. I'm like Scott. I've got some videos I just haven't edited. I have a Toy SOS video that's been in the can for like a year. I just haven't edited it. Yeah, so yeah, and I've got actually a parcel arrived when I was away
Okay.
from it's pretty big, from DC collector cases. So I may well do a video on that. We shall, yeah. So I don't know. I've just got a few things that I've already filmed but just haven't edited, and other things that are in progress.
Yeah, very good. And Mr. Luke, I know you only released one today, so
Yeah, give him a
Yeah,
rest.
I think, like, you know, I guess you got something coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a few in the pipeline. I mean, it's generally show and tell stuff, but the one thing I am looking at doing, I've potentially got one in the pipeline at the moment, just to try and break things up on the channel and potentially just sort of give people something they might enjoy watching, instead of just me showing something on a table all the time. I'm looking at doing fans or subscribers and viewers of the channel. I'm potentially doing viewers showcase videos now. So I speak to quite a lot of people that have fantastic collections that don't have a YouTube channel, that don't have any kind of way of showing it. So I've started to reach out to a few people to say, look, would you have any desire to show your collection? And if you would you allow me to do it on your behalf? So I'm potentially going to start throwing in like a collector's showcase video. So I'll show other people's collections, a bit like what I did with Steve Darby a while back. I just think it'll break up the channel nicely, just give people a little bit of something different to watch when I drop a video, and maybe, you know, it might bring a few extra views as well. So I am looking at doing that, potentially.
Well, Scott was doing that for a little while as well. So, well, that's
was you? Right, sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry. You're in another country. It's all good.
Oh,
No. But I just, you know, it's one of them ideas where you think it's quite a good idea, and then, you know, oh yeah, they were doing it. But I just think it's something different. Yeah,
for sure. But
channel.
It's always
on my channel.
Like, it's always nice to shine a light on someone else's collection as well. Just because, you know, you get to see what other people collect and the connections they have and memories they have with those items. So, mate, I think that's awesome. You know, it's always cool to see.
Yeah, I just think, you know, there's like I say, I speak to quite a few people that don't have the platform and don't want to have their own platform, but are quite happy to do a bit of footage and then just send it to you and just say, look, all you've got to do is the raw footage and I'll knit it together. So there's potentially a couple of those in the pipeline. Yeah.
I remember when you did, Steve, that was really interesting because, like, it's so well known in the community that no one probably had seen the collection. So,
no. Well, I think everyone knows him, but weirdly, I think a lot of people knew the name, but had no idea he even collected himself. You know, because you do see him and he's obviously out there doing deals and he's helping people get things. But I didn't realise. I was speaking to him for quite a while before I realised he had his own collection. It's a strange thing. Yeah,
and he's always updating as well. So you could probably go and do another one with Steve, and be different to the one that you did like 18 months ago or something.
Yeah, it would. He is forever. He does. It's a bit like a revolving door, Steve's den. He does acquire things and move them fairly quickly a lot of the time, but always interesting. He's always got some gems as well.
Yeah. So what are we doing, Andrew?
Well, I'm waiting for my editor to finish editing.
I know, but I go off and play with toys and I forget to edit.
Because he just did the how long does it go for, man? An hour on the Eternia?
The Eternia footage was shot was an hour and a half. It was over an hour and a half, and I just it was like filming Lobos like 2 years ago, and I'm just overwhelmed, and I just don't know where to start. I don't know what to do with it.
Okay, there's the monster there.
Oh, wow!
It's a big bugger, isn't it? And,
it is. So it might be like
that just gives you an idea of how big Andrew's room is.
Yeah. So Andrew, am I right in thinking you're like in a double garage? Is that what you're in?
I'll give you a quick squiz. If it hopefully doesn't cut out. Hopefully it's.
Wow. So you're in a toy shop.
Well, it goes up. If I can get, actually, probably if I keep it on the no. But if I get up high, there we go.
He's only 5'3", so just yeah.
So that goes, and then it goes around, and it goes around the other side. So, and then
It's
curve
very
around.
different setup to what was last there.
So do
Yeah,
you ever
well,
pick up a toy and turn around and just go, "Where the hell am I?" Do you actually get lost in your own toy room?
Well, actually, I've nearly broken my neck in here half a dozen times. But it goes around. If I go, so it goes around past the TARDIS, around to the left, that way.
Wow.
And then, yeah, and there's the flag. I just was using a backdrop. Yeah, and I said, and then I got the all the other round that way, and so it gets. I'm just trying to I'm actually like I got a lot of carded Star Wars stuff, and I've made the decision that I'm not going to keep them all on the card, because I've got the 95 up to about past the Phantom Menace all loose. So I've got all the Phantom Menace toys, but I've got all the figures loose. I took them off the card back in the day. And and I just got too many carded Star Wars figures. So I'm only going to keep not keep, but I'm only going to keep on card the ones that came with the coins and things like that. You know, so it's the more special ones.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm sure I saw a one-way system on there, Jumpy, didn't you? Arrows on the floor. I'm sure there was a one-way system there.
I was going to say, Andrew's room is the only room that appears on Google Maps.
The problem is, guys, because I collect modern stuff as well. That's what the issue is. Yeah. So he's collecting vintage, and Scott stopped at a certain time period, and where I'm going, oh, gee, that's nice, that's nice, and you just keep on going, sort of thing, and hence the name. It's just, but
That's why he came up with the name "Keep on Collecting," because he just can't stop.
Well, Luke, I had the ABC, which is like your BBC. They came here once, and then I tried to convince them to do a collector's show, and like you're suggesting, where you're not just showing people's collection of toys, you want to show other collectors. There's a lot of people collect a lot of weird things, and like we come across people like a bloke who collected barbed wire, and you think barbed wire, and you know there's like over 1,000 different variants of it. Going back to the invention of barbed wire, yeah, and he had them all, and they were like 6-inch pieces of it, and he had them all on boards, and they had the year dates and all the different variations, and why they were designed different ways to cut into the flesh.
Did he go into why? Like, what is the fascination with barbed wire, as far as he was concerned? Or
no, but the thing is, what's the fashion? That it's I didn't sort of get that psyche of it. But the thing is, the people that were coming here filming mine, which they cut out of the documentary I was in, there was one of the camera guys. His friend collected coffee machines and coffee merchandise, and he had all these vintage coffee machines apparently, and and all the stuff that goes related to coffee. And I thought that'd be really good to have a series where it wasn't just showing people's collection of toys, but people's unique collections, because it's all unique to them. You collect barbed wire, you collect coffee machines. This other person might collect dog shit. Who knows? But it's
yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's interesting to see what other people collect and why it's special to them. And I tried to convince them to could we do a series? And she said the producer said back in the day, like they would have gone back to the ABC and said, this guy's got this idea, and they would said, look, give him a series and see what he can do. But now, unless it's trending or things like that, or they don't want to know about it. So you've actually got to do. I think Netflix is the same. You got to do the series yourself, and then try flog it to them.
you know what I mean? Like, do your documentary or do your series and try and then try flog it to them to see if they'll pick it up or air it. You know, but that's where I came up with the name, because I said to the lady, "Oh, we could call it Keep on Collecting," and then and then it eventually just became the name of our channel. You know, and
cool.
yeah, but it's a good idea. Look, are you just wanting to do other people's toys collections or different collections?
Well, I mean, ideally toys. Obviously, I won't be showing Barbed Wire on the channel anytime soon. But yeah.
You think that's not people that wouldn't be interested in that? People are interested in that sort of thing, where they're not just collections but bizarre collections.
Yeah, I get that side of it. I mean, I think when you've got a collecting personality, because I mean, I don't know about any of you guys, but I wouldn't say I collect as such anything other than toys, but I do have a rather large trainer selection. I tend to buy trainers that I didn't get as a kid. I wanted as a kid and didn't get, and then as an adult, I've bought trainers that I never had. Sneakers, would you call them trainers?
Well, we call them trainers. Yeah, trainers or sneakers.
Yeah. So even, I mean, things that my parents couldn't afford. I didn't begrudge not having them, but things like my parents couldn't afford. I mean, there was obviously two of us as well. So if you wanted a pair of Air Jordans, that was Air Jordans times 2. If you wanted a pair of Reebok pumps, it was times 2. So a lot of the time we didn't get those, and now I do have a relatively decent selection of trainers. But I think you
buy
have
vintage
a
trainers,
personality, don't we? Yeah, some of them are. I mean, some of them are modern, and I mean, Nike tend to bring out modern classics and they remake them.
Yeah.
So they're a bit like what we get reissues in toys. But yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of 90s trainers that are still brand new in the box. I mean, they do tend to bring decent money. I'm very lucky that I've got a brother who's into sneakers as well, and he tends to buy me sneakers for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. So. But yeah, so I guess it's all relative, I guess, isn't it? I mean, we scoffed a little bit, but I guess it is all relative.
Yeah, it is, and there's something really engaging about watching someone talk about what they're into with great passion. I mean, even if it's not for you, like I find myself watching YouTube videos about, there's a YouTube channel called Binge-Worthy Documentaries, and they did a documentary about a guy who has an insane collection of Matchbox cars. And I've got absolutely no interest in Matchbox or Hot Wheels or is it Corgi or any of those like die-cast cars or anything like that. But I find it's almost like, I don't know, like it's almost relaxing to watch someone really go into depths about what they collect and the differences and stuff like that. So, and I think that's what I enjoy about watching, a lot of your guys' videos, and other people in our community's videos, is like, even if it's a toy line that I'm not into it, I watch a lot of modern. I watch a lot of people in our community talking about the modern stuff that they're picking up and they're collecting, even though it's not for me. But there's just something I enjoy about sharing that passion that people have for stuff.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, even if it is barbed wire or whatever the case may be, or vinyl or trainers or wine or watches or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like at work, I collect medical equipment, so I have displays at work as they walk into the university and they walk into their labs. But it wasn't just medical equipment that they've thrown out. It was all quackery stuff, sort of like that they did back in the day.
Like lobotomy things?
Well, the lobotomy tools are, that had a purpose, lobotomies, but but things like I got this. It's like a hand vibrator, right? And it comes. I got it with the box. It's from around about the late 1800s, and it's on the box. It says it cures cancer, all these diseases by putting it on there and turning the handle. Absolute quackery, right? It's not going to cure cancer, But that sort of thing is really fascinating to have in displays, and I started collecting that. And medical bottles and all that sort of thing, and it really looked good. And I picked up some stuff from England, some bone-handled scalpels and things like that from the early 1800s. And
you should make a video, Andrew, about it.
Yeah, that's another video in itself.
I mean, like that's obviously very different to the toys, but I would find that personally, I would find that quite fascinating. You know.
Well, it's just a reference to that something else that somebody else would collect. Yes, it's totally different to toys, but I find it people's collections absolutely fascinating, and the psyche behind it.
Yeah, the reasons behind it, I guess, is interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's actually goes. I've said it before in a lot of live streams about the psyche of collecting. It stems from a loss as a child, not of a child, from a child, losing a child, but as a child. And it goes back to even Sigmund Freud said about it. He said it was from a loss when you're a young person, and that you come across in later on that you got the monetary funds, and you find that again, and then you start collecting. And so it has a psychological profile to it. Doesn't mean you're insane or something like that, or. But then again, they haven't seen my collection of body parts. So.
Rachel might
Sometimes you look around and go, "I'm insane."
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting all the difference. I think there have been some series in the UK around collectors. I'm sure there have.
Oh, there would have been. Yeah, Australia had one. The ABC here had one that was called. I think it was called The Collectors, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, they canned it. They canned it because he was a young bloke, and he was the host of the show, and he collected old antique radios, but he also collected child pornography. So yeah, so he got done, and they canned the show. But I think I've told Matt before, but the last episode of that, they used to have, which is quite fun, a mystery object. Do you know what this mystery object is? And they'd find some tool that it's not used anymore, and or something like that, some historical thing. And the last thing they showed, when they showed the name of it, they were definitely taking a piss out of the host that was fired, because it sounded like pedophilia. Fair income. We couldn't believe it when we saw it. It was when you read it, you sounded it out. It sounded actually like pedophilia, and I thought it definitely was taking a piss out of that guy, having a dig, because it got canned. The series got canned because of it.
Wow.
Wow.
But anyways, I'm prattling on too much.
Well, I'm just aware it's getting late. Scotty's got to get up for work. These guys must be starving because it's about lunchtime there now.
It is lunchtime, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
all right, so we'll say thank you everyone in the chat for joining us.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah,
yes,
and joining in. And,
cheers everybody in the chat,
everyone.
and cheers Matt and Andrew for having us.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you
very
guys.
much.
Thoroughly enjoyed it as always.
Yeah, we appreciate you popping on for us, and we'll catch you next time, whenever that may be. We'll see you later.